wild card spot. The suddenly hot Baltimore Orioles, who beat the Rays again earlier today, are 5 back of the Red Sox. It'll be interesting to watch the playoff race down the stretch. So the Red Sox, with that torrid stretch, put themselves in a wonderful position, and they need to turn the corner a little bit here tonight. They'll have an opener, Alec Gamboa, on the mound, and he'll be followed by Brian Bay, who's just been spectacular in a relief role. And on the other side, the Diamondbacks counter with the left-hander Mitch Bratt. The other bizarre wrinkle now is that Mitch Bratt is the only human until 30 seconds ago we knew would be in the lineup for the Diamondbacks. Just now at 7:02 p.m. they put their lineup card out. We'll get into all the ramifications of what might be going on with Arizona. First now, the national anthem brought to you by Ace Tickets on Jimmy Fund Telethon night. Here now, our Star-Spangled Banner.
Family Series and Crossroads Springs, a native of Haverhill, Massachusetts, who is undergoing cancer treatments at Dana-Farber. Please welcome Jillian Cardarelli.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, that is an absolutely marvelous job on our national anthem by Jillian Cardarelli from Weymouth. And, you know, these 2 days are always hard for me to get through. I mean, there are just so many stories, so many patients, parents, doctors. And along with Sean McDonough and Lenny DiNardo, by the way, Will Fleming on a glorious Boston summery night. Sean, I know you feel this way. We've talked about it so many times. You know, seeing Jillian right there sing the national anthem. You've been to the clinic many times. You and your family, just as my family, has been impacted by cancer. All of us feel so moved by it. And the thing to me that is always the most powerful is the people who themselves are going through it. And you could see Jillian on the field. I think in a lot of ways, like that moment, it even as awful as cancer is, I think it puts life in a different perspective. You could see it on her face, how much it meant to her to be behind home plate at Fenway Park in that moment. And I think we're going to be telling stories like that the next couple of days.
Yeah, no doubt. And you could see it on the face of Maria Menounos, how much you mentioned she was savoring the opportunity to be out there on the mound and throw out the first pitch. And we've all been touched by it.
Whoa. Good effort down there. That's just foul. Whoa! It's a swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying. He says he's all right. It says, who needs a beverage?
I need
Look at this.
beer. He wants a beer, guys.
I hope Todd remembers the safe word.
You have become a legend. 2 dislocated shoulders and a broken clavicle. Not a problem. I want to go party with that guy.
people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on, so I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Let's take a trip around baseball for a look at some of the funkiest moments from the field.
And now he slips and falls. The ball gets by him. No, it wasn't not me. No, not me.
And it hits him right in the tuchus.
Pitches that took the bat right out of their hands.
Terang didn't see it.
Man, that's tough luck.
With that wand ready to wave some magic.
It goes way over Devers' head at first.
There's a big cockroach in the dugout, apparently.
But for every time you fall, you can always get right back on the horse with a fine fielding play.
Melendez over, dives, makes the catch. Off his glove, there's no way. Oh,
how about that?
A sensational catch.
By Ryan Waldschmidt. Torque meets railing, and Torque wins. It's gone! What a day!
Brian Reynolds robs Ohtani.
It's showtime.
And that might be the play of the year for the Ball Dudes.
How about that?
To, you know, the wild card races. You know, Arizona comes in here 7 games above 500. I mean, in the American League, you are like squarely in the middle of the race. They're in, but it's a fringy battle for them with so many teams rolling into it.
Well, they have almost the exact same record as the Red Sox. The Red Sox record entering tonight is 66-58, and Arizona's 66-59. But as you said earlier, the Red Sox are comfortably in the playoff situation right now with a 5.5 game cushion, and Arizona is 1 game behind San Diego now for the last wild card spot. I like the Red Sox. They've played better lately.
Yep.
And they'll be a tough foe here for the next 3 days. The Red Sox have lost 3 series in a row after winning 9 straight series, so hopefully tonight back on the home field, as they take the field, they'll get it back turned around in the right direction.
Injury report brought to you by CVS. CVS knows that where you get your medicine matters. That's why CVS is by your side right when you need the most. Welcome to CVS, the official pharmacy of the Red Sox. The Red Sox follow Gamboa out onto the field. Trevor Story checked out very well yesterday. He's here tonight. You know, he's checking in with all the Jimmy Fund patients, and he'll be back with the AAA Worcester Red Sox tomorrow. So the Red Sox trending in the right direction. Roman Anthony will play tomorrow as well. Now the Morgan & Morgan starting lineups. I won't burden Lenny with them because they just populated 30 seconds ago. Ildemaro Vargas is going to lead off the switch-hitting second baseman in the leadoff spot. And then Corbin Carroll, who's surging, one of the really talented players. Triples machine. This is obviously a great triples ballpark. Carroll bats second. He's in right field. Gabby Moreno is the catcher. He bats third. Geraldo Perdomo, really talented switch-hitting shortstop, is in the cleanup spot. Jordan Waller just off the injured list. The shortstop bats fifth. Tim Tawa, right-handed hitter with some power. He bats sixth. Then Jose Fernandez, Lars Nootbaar, and Ryan Waldschmidt, 7, 8, and 9. For the Red Sox, Sogard at second, Cedon in center, Willier in right, and then Contreras, the first baseman. Rutschman, the catcher, is going to bat fifth here tonight. Caleb Durbin bats sixth. He's at third base as always. The shortstop, Monasterio, bats seventh, and Mickey Gasper, the DH, bats eighth. Before Eli White is in left field, and he bats in the 9 hole. That's your Morgan & Morgan starting lineups, brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Jahmai Jones was slated to lead off the game against his left-hander Mitch Bratt, but a little hip issue for Jahmai. At the last minute, they put Sogard back into the leadoff spot, and Mickey Gasper, that's eighth as the DH. A wild day, a wild stretch for the Red Sox, and we finally know who's going to play for the Diamondbacks. Here's Ildemaro Vargas batting from the right side. Adley Rutschman with Gamboa on the mound. Red Sox in the home white unis. Contreras creeps in at first, so too Durbin at third. The pitch is pop foul, almost just into the Nesson booth, maybe a little bit below. And it is 0-1. We're going to say it all night long. 877-738-1234. JimmyFun.org or text K-Cancer to 56512. Gamboa has been kind of a versatile weapon for the Red Sox and pitched very well down at AAA. In the big leagues, a 1.59 ERA. 0-1 to Vargas. He comes in 268 with 9 homers. The pitch is a ball. And again, until right now, I did not know that Dan Iasonia is the home plate umpire. TJ Rayburn at first base. Louis Krupa at second. And Adam Beck is at third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gamboa throws. And Vargas chops one towards Monasterio at short. He backhands a second hop. Throws to first in time. And a good start for Gamboa and the Red Sox. Wait a minute. It's 7:13. We just got handed the lineup sheet. Amazing. Totally bizarre. I'm with you, Sean. This is not an injury. This is not somebody pulled a hammy in warm-up. Something crazy is going on, and they just want to protect themselves and figure out when to tell the story. Here's Corbin Carroll. 1 out, bases empty. Carroll has been on a tear. The pitch is a little bit low. By his standards, kind of a normal year. 248, 18 homers, and 57 driven in, but that does not tell his full story, of course. He's stolen 17 bases. I mean, he is a triples machine, Corbin Carroll is. 1-0 is grounded on the right side. Sogard's got it. He throws to first. No triple here, and they're 2 down.
So Ketel Marte, who was on their active roster an hour ago,
not listed,
is not in the lineup and is not even listed on their roster. And they have Jose Fernandez starting at third base, who, as far as I could tell, was not on the active roster earlier this evening.
Yeah, I think they just optioned him up today from AAA as Brian Bayo begins to warm. That is wild. Wild.
This reminds me of a story of when David Lee Roth and Ozzy Osbourne were hanging out together.
Here's a pitch up and in, a fastball, and it's 1-0.
One of them just didn't show up for the show.
It's amazing. You know, Marte has a history of this. At the All-Star break last year, he played in the game in Atlanta and then just kind of disappeared. Went down to the Dominican Republic. 1-0 to Moreno, who's a really fine catcher. He swings and fouls it back to the screen, and it's 1-1. He didn't tell his teammates. He disappeared. He didn't call the Diamondbacks. It was more apologizing than explaining. So this is chapter number 2.
And then I think around the same time, someone broke into his house, and that was understandably upsetting to him, too. But he is mercurial. Is that the right word?
I think that's right.
For Stanford man.
Syracuse is perfect. 1-1 pitch is a good one from Gamboa. Strike on the inside corner. Lenny, what do you like about Gamboa?
I love how he's using that four-seam fastball at the top of the zone, but he used that slider right there to be effective as well. Throws a four-seamer 51% of the time. Averages about 96. He's got that right over the top delivery with that old school leg lift.
That is amazing. Ketel Marte not in the lineup, not on the roster tonight. 1-2 to Gabby Moreno. No score. Time and temp brought to you by Plymouth Rock. The pitch is swung and grounded toward third. Durbin has just been brilliant there. He gloves. He throws to first with a stretch from Contreras in a 1-2-3 inning. Auto and home insurance made for Boston sports fans. PlymouthRock.com/Red Sox. Defensive alignment coming up after this. Bottom 1, Red Sox will have Sogard, Rafaela, and Abreu in the Shaws and Stars.
A really good hitter. Reynolds, Gonzalez, and Brandon Lau in the 3, 4, 5 spots. It's a really good 3, 4, 5, Bobby.
They've done a nice job all year long. Brian Reynolds, former All-Star. He's no stranger to being productive in the middle of this Pirate lineup from both sides of the plate, really.
First pitch curveball, grounded foul. We watch the shape of that curveball and location right from the very start because it can often tell you a lot about how the night is going to go for Framber Valdez. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's a field pitch, and when he's got that good feeling, he's able to manipulate the shape and location of that pitch all night long.
Reynolds takes a sinker low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike, hitting .264 with 15 home runs. I don't know. You like consistency? How about 790 to 810 OPS for the last 5 years?
Sneaky, goes below the radar.
I mean, you want that guy in your lineup. As Bobby said, good from both sides of the plate, swinging a foul over the screen off to our right. We're perched above home plate. We're up high. It's a high perch.
Got a parachute in case I fall out of the booth, Dan. That's the only way it's gonna end up okay.
We're right behind home plate. 1-2 off the plate and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reynolds been a little bit better from the right side since the start of last year. Again, he's productive from both sides. Just a little more power, a little more production as a right-handed batter. The 2-2. Soft ground ball, chopped to the left side. McGonigal will cut it off in front of Baez. Throw on the run over to Keith at first. And that is a good start for Framber Valdez. Couple of ground balls to third and a routine fly to right. We head to the second inning. 2-0 Tigers on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same...
In a big-time spot here in the 8th. It's the 2-2 pitch. Yelich, a high drive, deep right, down the line, fair, and gone! Yelich delivers in the clutch. And he left nothing in the tank.
My God, how far did that go? A bomb.
421 feet away.
My goodness.
Christian Yelich, a 3-run blast.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them. And I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to, have that moment and have everyone so excited to, have a picture of you is a fun moment.
And getting up to get it is Rosario. He can go get it with anybody in baseball.
A sprawling catch by Nasim Nunez. Jump throw in time. Bobby Witt Jr.
Oh, what a catch. Jackson Churio.
I don't know how they're going to cut the defensive highlight reel tonight. JJ's got it. The Rockies wander off second again.
As he bangs into the wall, makes the catch.
What a play by Max Clark.
Oh, what an amazing play by Andres Gimenez.
With his back to the infield, he makes the catch.
Dives and makes the catch. What a play by Ian Happ. Cal Raleigh on the slip and slide.
Makes the catch. Kirby slides into him.
Nathan Church with a nice stab to make the play.
Another beautiful play by Nico Horner. My goodness. Another great play by Nathan.
An inning is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. Play the Michigan Lottery's Gems 7s instant games today. 2-0 Tigers. Lots of good swings. The last 4 batters. Keith, McKinstry, Lee, and Callahan. All with good swings. 3 singles, and then Callahan ended the first with a line out right up the middle to Triolo, the shortstop. Max Clark batting. First pitch splitter misses in. Time for dollars on deck. So if Javi Baez gets a hit this inning, Northfield Lumber will donate to Detroit Blightbusters. Northfield Lumber is Michigan's oldest business and largest Trex decking dealer. Clark swings, pops it foul over the screen down to our left. Interesting listening to AJ talk about the impact of Max Clark, and he's had fewer than 400 plate appearances as a professional. It's a little more than that, but I mean, Chris Mikowski was making the point that he just seems like he's got a feel for the game.
Yeah.
And AJ said it's probably double whatever the number was he mentioned, because of the way he's a student of the game. He likes to watch the game. He likes to watch other games and learn, try to figure out ways to get better. He thinks the game, swinging a foul. And it's not, he says it's not a knock on anybody else, but not all ball players are like that.
That's right. And he's not just a guy who loves to play. He loves the game. If Max Clark didn't have the ability he has, he would probably be doing something in and around the game, just because that's what he wants to do. And
yeah,
when you study it like that, you can't help but pick things up.
Swinging a foul out of play.
You had a great conversation with him the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just an engaging personality. But, I mean, all the videos that he does, they're for kids in large part.
Yeah, he does. He's a really intelligent guy, and I think sometimes you got the chains, you got the tattoos and stuff. People think he's one way, and this guy is not. There's a lot of depth to this young man.
Swinging a foul back to the screen. That's a good foul on the splitter down. He's already shown that ability to extend an at-bat with a 2-strike foul. The Cade Smith at-bat ended in a strikeout. If you saw that, you're probably like, well, I don't need to go back and watch that at-bat. No, go back and watch that at-bat. It actually was impressive.
It was.
How he fouled off 7 2-strike pitches. 1-2. Ooh, that was close. Davis was going to challenge again. He raised the right hand halfway and then stopped. I think he's going to be glad he did.
Just off, looks like.
Wow. Heck of a call by Ben May. He called it correctly. Majinski's over on the first base side of the rubber from the stretch at all times. Fastball in. That fastball looks like it's got a little cutting action into a lefty, Bobby. Four seam.
A little bit. It's you look at some of the stuff on video. Some of them look like they run arm side, and then he'll cut some of them too. He does have a cutter, so that's not altogether odd to see a guy just get around one of those every now and then.
3-2. Max swings, fouls it out of play, hitting .259 in his early at-bats after the big opening weekend in Sacramento. 1 home run, 8 RBIs. Runs the bases well, patrolling center field very well. This is a ballpark where left field is where you really kind of want your best defender because it's huge. Clark swings, taps it softly over the mound. Triolo will charge field, fire, got him. Fine play. Knew he had to hurry. He charged hard and got rid of it quickly. That's a fine play.
Jared Triolo, big man, but he can really pick it at shortstop, pick it wherever he's placed on defense. Done a nice job. He's won a Fielding Bible Award, won a Gold Glove. That's a good play.
Got him literally by about 6 inches. That's how far Clark's left foot was from first base when Flores, the first baseman, caught it. Javi Baez takes a fastball strike. 2-0 Tigers are in the second inning. Injury report is brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Kerry Carpenter not with the team on this trip. He's getting further evaluated. He had a little setback with his plantar fasciitis a few days ago. Baez taps it foul at home plate. No balls, 2 strikes. So we'll get an further update tomorrow. But it's going to be a little longer road.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we are counting down the last 6 weeks of the regular season. So here's hoping that plantar fasciitis can heal. But man, he's got it's bad. I talked to him the other day. It's pretty painful. The 0-2. Sweeping breaking ball down and away. 1-2. Javi not chasing that. That was ball out of hand. Always interesting when you see a right-hander over on the first base side of the rubber. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Curveball away. Javi waved. Casey Mize' big change was moving over to the third base side of the rubber, and that's generally where you want your right-handed pitchers, right, Bobby?
Yeah, you want pitchers to their arm side on the rubber. So for Carmen Majinski, he's right-handed. You want him on that third base side. Sometimes if a guy has a real big turbo sinker, just a power sinker, you'll put him on that first base side to give him room to work. But for the most part, you want him same side as the arm.
Line drive, base hit. Curveball into center field. Gleyber Torres walked, scored a run on the 2-run first. Line drive single. Gleyber had a big weekend. 7 for 13 with a walk against the White Sox. Reaches the first 2 times today. Last 2 starts for Majinski. Again, he'd been in the bullpen for a while. Back to a starter on August the 7th, so 10 days ago. Faced the Mets, went 3 innings, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. Then at Miami, 2 1/3, 4 runs on 5 hits. Another challenge on a ball called to Kevin McGonigal. Kevin McGonigal's like, what are we doing here? Kevin McGonigal in 2 at-bats has seen 3 pitches called a ball and 3 pitches overturned on challenges by Henry Davis behind home plate. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Waiting on a strike 1. 2-0 Tigers in the second. The pitch. Fly ball, deep right field, way back and right. Gone! Or did Kevin McGonigal need that? He got a pitch over the middle of the plate after that challenge ball 1, and he did not miss the cutter. 2-run shot. 13th home run of the year and a 4-0 lead for the Tigers.
Yeah, they go four-seamer up for that first pitch that got challenged. Ended up being a strike on the top rail. Carmen Baczynski wanted to go up there again with a cutter. He didn't get it there. About 2 balls down from where he wanted it. Kevin McGonigal did miss it. Absolutely punishes that ball out to right center field.
Boy, that's a beautiful side view of that swing, isn't it?
It is.
Dylan Dingler swings and misses at a curveball down and away. Soft fly ball to right his first time up. Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or pizza portal pickup. The strike 1. Swinging a slicing foul out of play. That's the type of pitch that when Dylan Dingler's going right, he does serious damage on.
Yes.
That was a fastball in a pretty much middle in a good spot for him, and he fouled it off late to the first base side. York at third, Triolo at short, Gonzalez at second, and Flores at first. We have a pitch clock violation called on Baczynski, so it's now 1-2 on Dingler. Reynolds in left is very good. Mangum solid in center. He's one of the fastest players on this team. Doesn't necessarily get to a lot of balls, at least by the numbers in center field. Valdez in right. The 1-2. High and tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good start to a 3-game series against the Pirates. A 4-0 lead for the Tigers. Felt like this was an opportunity to start a series well against a pitcher who's been struggling. 2-2. Swing a line drive, base hit into left. 4-seam fastball, and this time Dylan Dingler went down and got it. Ripped a single to left field. Nice swings through the first 12 batters of this game.
A lot of hard contact, Dan. You love to see that. Even if they're not falling, you feel like that's a harbinger of things to come. But you're right. Seen a home run, pushed 4 across early, some hard contact, and that's a good start for the boys.
Keith singled on a 1-1 pitch his first time up. Triolo at short, right up the middle. Third baseman York today. Pirates missed the defensive abilities of Brian Hayes. I loved watching him play third.
Yeah.
The 1-0. Ground ball to first. Knocked down by Flores. Back to the bag. Tagged with his left foot. Keith hit it hard. Flores played hockey goalie. Blocked it. Back to the bag to make the play. Tigers get 2 on the McGonigal home run. The 2-out single from Torres setting that up. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 4-0 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise
add on to this 2-0 lead as he faces the left-hander King. 1-2 pitch, and he drives it deep to center. Adelson Sanoja to the wall. He goes leaping. That is gone! Dead center Matt Olson has been crushing the baseball since the break. And that is his 32nd home run of the year. RBI number 70. How about 422 feet to the deepest part of the yard?
He's aboard ahead of Corbin Carroll. Corbin last year, the first 30-30 season in D-backs history.
Corbin Carroll lines it to right. And it's off the wall. Marte coming around. Corbin Carroll, he's going the distance. He's going for speed. 94 down and in, right in his wheelhouse. Thought that ball had a chance to get out of here off the bat, but it hits at the base of the fence out there. And then one of our favorite things to watch, Corbin Carroll legging out a triple. High in the air to right. Carpenter back to the track. He's back to the wall. And it's gone.
Halfway home to the cycle for Corbin Carroll. It's his first of the year, and it's 5-0 Diamondbacks to the bottom of the second.
Breaking ball down and in slider, battling, trying to locate that pitch. And that's not where you want to throw it to a lefty, especially when that lefty's named Corbin Carroll. 2 big blasts.
Partner of the Detroit Tigers, 4-0 lead for Framber Valdez. He made 2 7-inning starts in a row. One, remember, in Sacramento, he had to grind. But he somehow got through 7 innings. I thought that was a great sign, Bobby.
Absolutely. Listen, out there, you got to grind through it. You find a way to get your team 7 innings.
That was the big number out of that game, 7.
Right.
Gonzalez takes a curveball away. And then the next time out at Seattle, one of his best starts of the year, 7 shutout innings, 5 hits. He's now gone 7 innings 4 times this year, 2 of the last 3. Up and away. And your point's a good one, Bobby. Troy Melton is the ace of this staff by numbers right now, but you want this guy to kind of lead the staff.
That's why you brought him here.
In the absence of Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize. Change-up strike, challenged by Nick Gonzalez.
Batters challenging a ball strike.
Ben May is getting tired of this.
The ball, Pittsburgh attacks.
4 challenges, right?
Yeah.
4 for 4.
Yeah.
Have gone against Ben May. Valdez works over on the third base side of the rubber, stands at a slight angle to home plate, drops the hands, takes a step back with the right foot, lifts the leg, drives to home plate. Sinker middle for a called strike. Nick Gonzalez hitting 307. Anytime you see a hitter hitting 300, you're like, oh, wow, look at that. You got one of the rare sights in baseball, a guy hitting 300. 3-1 is outside. That's something that Nick Gonzalez does not do much. He hits 300, doesn't draw a lot of walks, doesn't have much power. And he's in the cleanup spot a lot of days for manager Donnie Kelly, because on either side you've got guys who can hit with some power and do a little more in the extra base category. Brandon Lau picked up with Jake Mangum, who's most days in center field now. Line drive, base hit over David Torres into center, quickly charged by Max Clark. That's an underrated play right there by Max Clark. He charged an absolute scorcher with great confidence. And that is such a big skill for any outfielder. We talk about it a lot. The thing that's going to shut down the third base coach from sending you an extra 90 feet, how quickly that guy gets to a ball. And Bobby, he went after that very confidently. A lot of guys would have waited for that ball.
What people don't understand is the amount of ground balls that outfielders get. And because of that, you have to practice that as well. It's not just hitting fungos or taking fly balls off the bat. It's handling the baseball when it's on the ground as an outfielder. It's very important as well.
I mean, that ball was smoked.
Yes.
106 off the bat is about 3 skips. And there's Max Clark charging and fielding cleanly and quickly getting the ball in. Rafael Flores Jr. at the plate. He's come up and added some thump to this lineup very unexpectedly. Sinker misses a little bit low. Framber Valdez worked a nice quick first inning. Got ahead with 2 of the 3 batters he faced. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now he has fallen behind 2 of the first 3 batters here in the second. Working with a 4-0 lead, you want the shutdown inning after your team has just added to their lead. Line drive to third, grabbed by McGonigal, throw to first, and will not be able to double off Lau. If he'd gone to first right away, he might have doubled off Lau. He looked to second first. What do we have? What?
It looks as if they're trying to figure out if Kevin McGonigal caught this ball in the air or not, and who's actually out.
First look, I can't tell. I mean, it might have bounced just as it entered his glove.
getting a look here from our friends from ESPN. That ball, he caught that ball.
It.
Yeah. I could see in real time how you may be able to be a little bit confused. Kevin?
Ruling on the field is no catch. The batter is retired at first base. The runner at first is safe. The runner at second is safe.
It's not a reviewable play because it's on the infield. They made the wrong call.
They did, but they can't review it.
Right. Has to be beyond the umpire. So instead of a line out to third, it's a 5-3 put out and runners stay put.
Right. That's right.
Because once you get the out at first, they don't have to advance. Wow. Never seen that before. And that's why we love this game. Every night.
You're going to learn something. You come to the ballpark, you're going to learn something new.
Every night.
Or see something new.
See something new. So again, a line out. McGonigal was just trying to double off the base runner, Brandon Lau at first. And the umpires ruled he didn't catch it. And so when he threw to first with runners at first and second, he took the force off, got the batter runner, Rafael Flores. And the other runners who thought he'd caught it didn't advance, and they are allowed to go back to their base once the force is taken off. Crazy. 1-1, swinging a tap foul. Everybody's following that okay? Okay, good. Just put 5-3 in your scoreboard.
If you want to bring it down to the most common denominator, 1 out. That's all we need to know. There's 1 out, and everybody's still in the same place.
One ball, 2 strikes. The count on Jake Mangum. Came over with Lau in a 3-team trade with Tampa in the offseason. Swinging a line drive foul. Changeup up and in. Doesn't want the changeup there. Mangum was all over it. Right-handed batter. Not unlike Nick Gonzalez, who's in the cleanup spot. Mangum is hitting .300. Not a lot of extra base power. A very aggressive hitter with solid bat-to-ball skills. So 2 .300 hitters on this team. Mangum is a switch hitter, batting from the right side. He's about the same from both sides. Valdez working third base side. 1-2 again. Swinging a fly ball. Deep center field. Clark is on the run. Onto the track. Tracking it. He'll make the catch. Bang into the wall. Hang on. Throw to third base. A 1-hopper, 2-hopper. Won't quite get to Kevin McGonigal. What a play by Max Clark. He got a great jump. He was tracking the ball the whole way. You felt like he was going to get there, but he ran a long way, hauled it in right at the fence.
Excellent route by Max Clark. Got off the ball really well. We talk about how high we are up here. That was a beautiful angle. Look at this play by Max Clark. Got off the ball, turned over that right shoulder, kept his eye on it the whole time, didn't feel the need to take his eye off the ball, but he knew where he was in this ballpark. Why? Because Anthony Sanders, George Lombard drilled these guys the second they get here. Understand where you are, understand the angles. Max Clark did a great job knowing exactly where he was and catching that ball as he crashed into the fence.
Curveball away to Nick York. York's getting the start at third tonight. Just limited at-bats for this right-handed batter. Hitting .213 in his 80 at-bats. Ground ball to third. Sliding backhanded stop by McGonigal. Pops out of his glove, but he pops up, picks it up, fires to Keith at first. York hit it hard. It's the third out of the second inning. And Framber Valdez does a nice job. First 2 reach. He strands runners at the corners. We played 2. 4-0 Tigers in Pittsburgh on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Make no mistake. If you've been injured, you want the biggest personal injury law firm in Michigan. That's the Mike Morris Law Firm. We've won over $2 billion for our clients.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And it'll be Sweeney backpedaling, and he can't make the play. And there goes the no-hitter. It's rolling. Does it go fair? Yes, it does. That's a fair ball.
Oh, she's giving it to him. They're up 6-1 in the 8th. He's giving it to him and making them like it.
Doing the pop-up dance, and he dropped it.
You don't see that very often.
Abrams is going to think about going to third. The throw too high there. Abrams dives back in. Tag applied this time by Riley. What just happened?
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is.
4-0 Tigers at the top of the third inning. Dan Dickerson, Bobby Scales. So glad to have you along for the first of a 3-game series. Tigers and Pirates. PNC Park in Pittsburgh, a nearly perfect setting for baseball. Reagan Check. Jenny Hornatsky, our engineers today. Reagan, part of the Check family dynasty. Engineering baseball games here for a long, long time. We've worked with her dad. We've worked with her grandpa. We've worked with her aunt. Ground ball to first, knocked down by Flores. That's a good sliding stop. McKinstry will just be thrown out at first base. A put out from Flores. Also does some catching. Goes 3-1. Good job by the pitcher Majinski to go over and cover first. Good swing for McKinstry. It's the first out here in the third.
Yeah, you can tell Flores does some catching. The way he went down and blocked that ball just forward right off the 4-3 on that Pirates jersey. Looked like a slider in the dirt. He bodied it up and got to the pitcher covering. That ball was hit hard, though. Another ball hit pretty hard off the bat of a Detroit Tiger. It's a good sign.
Keith with the line drive single in the first. McKinstry line drive single brought home the first run. Lee, sharp ground ball single. That was the first inning rally. 2 outs, bases empty. Ground ball pass to diving York into left field. Yu Lee has seen 2 pitches and 2 singles, 1 to right, 1 to left.
Aggressive approach from Yu Lee. He gets one he likes. He is going to fire on it. He ain't waiting around, Jack.
It works for him, doesn't it, Bobby?
It's what he does.
You kind of worry a little bit about the low walk rate, and yet this is who he is. He's been doing it since the beginning of June. Hitting over 300, nice extra base power. And as long as they're putting pitches over the plate, he's going to be swinging. Foul out of play off the bat of Brett Callahan.
Well, the biggest thing, to your point, if you're going to put it over the plate to him, he doesn't have a big in zone swing and miss rate. Meaning, if it comes over the plate and he fires on it, he's going to make contact with it. If you had a guy who had a big swing and miss rate in the zone, and he's uber aggressive in the zone, and he's missing a lot of pitches, that's when you get worried. But Yu Lee doesn't do that.
Fastball up and away at 94. Davis came up out of his crouch ready to fire down to first, but Lee got back. Had a nice chat with Brett Callahan. You had him on the pregame today. We were just chatting before that interview just about what kind of clicked for him this year. Remember, he was in A-ball last year. He's in the major leagues now after putting up great numbers at Double-A, sweeper for a strike to make it 1-2. And he said he just really worked hard on his swing, and it's always interesting to hear hitters talk about it. Cole Keith has talked about the change that he made in July in Texas. But he really made a change in his swing. He had a toe tap. He said, I scrapped that. Pitch away. And it's all just the timing mechanism, isn't it?
That's it.
For landing that front foot and keeping the head still. He says, I'm just seeing pitches better.
And when your eyes aren't moving, even if it's a dead flat fastball, if your eyes are moving up and down or towards the pitcher, it's going to change what's going on with the pitch.
Splitter gets a swing and miss. Callahan strikes out for the second out here in the third. Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. That was a really good splitter from Majinski. Max Clark at the plate. He swings and fouls the fastball out of play. Third inning is brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric for fast service and the best price. Choose Mastercraft. Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official healthcare provider of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. The strike one, swinging a slicing drive, a little flare, falls into left field. You leave around second and hold. Reynolds closes quickly. Another inning with multiple hits for Tigers hitters. Max Clark's first hit of the day. Just saw a great little clip on the ESPN coverage. George Lombard, as Bobby said, this is what you do every single game.
Right.
You walk the ballpark. You get used to the walls. What's the funkiness? Well, there's some funkiness in the left field wall and the angles and the depth. And they just showed Max Clark working on a little pop fly, going back to the wall, getting used to the track, getting used to the wall. Curveball away. This ballpark has some challenges. Something about parks built around 2000. They love their big left fields. Left field, 325 down the line. 383 to straightaway left. Deepest left is 410. Swing and a miss. It is the largest left field in captivity. It's enormous. It's the worst home run ballpark for a right-handed power hitter. Every year, the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2 on Javi Baez, who struck out on a curveball away first time up. And then the wall, that's where the 410 is deepest left center, and then the wall angles over, in, and then across. So in straightaway center, it's 399. 375 to right center. The 21-foot high wall in honor of Roberto Clemente's number 21 is in right, and it's 320 down the line. But right field certainly more reachable than the canyon in left. The 1-2. Curveball away. That's the pitch he got him first time up, and he chased. Read it out of hand this time. Javi's hitting 269. Tigers got a single and a home run with 2 outs last inning. They've got a 4-0 lead, trying to add to it with 2 outs in the third. The 2-2 in the dirt. Can't picture anything but another breaking ball. But he has missed now with 3.
Yeah, Javi took the one before that. Was a good take by him. That was pretty close, actually. Started over that outer third and broke just off. This one was spiked in the dirt in the left-handed batter's box.
3-2, 2 outs. That frees up Lee at second. Clark at first. They'll be off with the pitch. Majinski works first base side of the rubber. Sets, holds the glove above the belt. Runners go. 3-2. Ground ball to short. High, soft chop. Fielded by Triolo. He'll flip it over to Flores Jr. at first. Baez grounds out. Tigers threaten but do not score. A lot of good swings. First 2 trips through the order against Carmen Majinski. We head to the bottom of the third, 4-0 Detroit. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Myron.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and had a brain cramp.
I don't think that's really the proper place to do that.
Just when we think we've seen it all, baseball gives us something new to talk about.
Splits two defenders and makes a great grab.
The kick is good, right through the flying uprights.
Whoa, went down inside his chest protector.
That's not a catch?
Make way for Batman.
People would love this if we did Lady and the Tramp.
Ronald Acuna Jr. pouring dirt into Ozzy Albies' glove.
He flips the entire glove to first base. Fast and furious and then on.
Now let's dive into this week's top plays.
Is pulled and a leaping grab by Shoebake.
Carson Bench with a pulchritudinous play.
Moving fast toward big league stardom. Randy Rosarena! Superman catch! What a leaping grab by Quan.
And those 39-year-old legs are still cooking.
Oh, are you kidding me, Petey? Help it! Oh, hey now, hey now. What a play by Ryan McMahon. How about that?
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Nothing Tigers. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Instant replay is brought to you every game by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. 1-2-3 first inning for Framber Valdez. Got into a mini jam to start the second with a walk and a single. Bounce out, a deep fly ball out. Terrific running catch from Max Clark. Right at the wall in center field. And then another ground out ended that threat. Henry Davis has turned into a nice defensive catcher, but that's not why he was drafted 1-1 back in the day, was it?
Interesting just to see his progression to become a really solid catcher behind the plate. They drafted the bat and didn't think he was going to be able to catch, moving to first base, moving to the outfield.
Curveball, swing and a miss, 1-2.
And here he sits with struggles with the bat, turned into a really solid catcher.
He's just never been able to hit at the major league level. Swing and a miss on a changeup down. Comes in hitting 169. And this is the guy you want behind the plate every day, but
yes.
they can't carry that bat if you're going to hit 169 every day. I mean, he's the mostly everyday catcher, but that's why Flores is getting some shots behind the plate as well as at first. Strikeout of Davis. First trip through the lineup for Framber Valdez, rock solid. Ground ball grab by Framber Valdez, oh so casual. On the mound, a high chopper hit hard. He snow-coned it, turned, and lobbed it to Colt Keith for the second out.
Yeah, no problem right there from Framber Valdez. It was hit hard, little chopper. Got on him quick, but like a cat, reaches that right hand up there. No panic, flips it over. 2 down.
25th start of the year for Framber Valdez. First pitch, sinker, 95 to Esmeralda Valdez, strike one. Think about what he can do for this team and how important it is. Curveball, beauty, strike two.
Best of the night right there, Dan. Look at the clock dial that had that 11-4 action on it. Good bite right at the plate.
The 0-2, curveball down. When he starts dialing it in, especially like in the second and third, if it's not quite there in the first, it's pretty impressive. And it usually means it's a really good night ahead. Pitch count at 37 with 2 outs in the third. That's a nice low total. The 1-2. Wow, swing back. It's going to be challenged by Valdez, and he is going to be surprised how good a strike this was. Swing back in to the righty. Gets the top of the strike zone. A strikeout of Valdez on a called third of 1-2-3, and Framber Valdez. Pitch count low, 38 through 3, has cruised with the big lead. We head to the fourth inning, 4-0 Tigers in the first of 3.
but he is.
He blasts it deep right field. Hernandez turns around. It's into the bleachers. Jack Caglione shines in L.A. with a 2-run homer.
That's lumberjack. That's right. He can swing the baby. Off speed, you can tell he was a little out front even. That'll tell you the strength. Look at that, the one-hand takeoff. Scooble says, I've felt that before. I've seen it, and I know that sound. That's loud and pretty. Go ahead, Cags. Drive the Royal Bus tonight.
You could describe Tulsa as a big, small town or a small, big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
We've run into all kinds of weather so far this year, and this is the first time we've run into a fog.
They're going to have Bonds hit a pop-up and see if they can catch it.
There goes one now. Let's see where that is. I have no idea where it is. There's a lone figure standing out in right field, and only he knows who he is. It's like a set from the Hound of the Baskervilles should be coming out soon.
Christian Encarnacion Strand will bat. This is crushed. Deep center field. This one's way back there, and that will make it to the bullpen. Oh, what a shot over the bullpen. A mammoth home run from Christian Encarnacion Strand. 5-1 Baltimore after a majestic, breathtaking moonshot. I mean, that's about as far as you can hit a baseball. 400.
Nothing. Top of the fourth inning. Fourth inning is brought to you by Wallside Windows, Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Isaac Mattson takes over after 3 innings from Carmen Majinski. It's kind of how his year has been going. 3 ineffective innings here in a 3rd consecutive start. They're just not quite sure what to do with Carmen Majinski. Mattson takes over. First pitch fastball 94, gets a swing and miss. Top of the order, Gleyber Torres has reached with a walk and a single and has scored 2 runs. McGonigal Dingler to follow, 37th appearance for this righty, who also works from the stretch first base side. Fastball up, 2 swings and misses on fastballs in the mid-90s. You don't see that very often by Gleyber Torres.
You don't. Mattson likes his fastball. You'll see it 7 out of every 10 pitches. There's a slider, changeup, and a sweeper to go with it, but he's going to rip heaters. The both-handed hitters.
Fastball up. I mean, that's as much as you will see for a guy, out of the bullpen. You'll see it sometimes with 1 pitch, but you don't see many with just 70% fastballs. Usually it's a cutter or maybe a specialty
Slider.
pitch. Yeah. Gleyber asks and gets time.
Maybe wondering why. That's that. He's got a really low vertical approach angle. Good extension out there. High spin rate. Makes that ball play up at the plate. Normal spin rate, 2250. His is right around 2380, 2390. So it really takes off. Effective velocity is much harder than it actually comes in.
1-2, swinging a foul off the catcher Davis. Gleyber came hitting 271. It is just a better offense with this guy in it. 2 trips to the IL with the oblique, and he was missed. A very productive Tigers offense since the beginning of June. The 1-2, up and in. So we told you about the dimensions in this ballpark. This is kind of like San Francisco, except the run scoring isn't held down as much. But when you're in a home run, or a ballpark that depresses home runs to the degree that this is, it does make you a little more confident as a pitcher. Swinging a fly ball to right. Valdez comes in, makes the catch. You can attack hitters. They're not going to hit it out to left field, especially right-handed batters. This is, in general, fairly neutral ballpark for run scoring. It's always a good doubles ballpark because of the ginormous left center field gap and just how big left field is in general. A few more hits fall here as well. So depresses home runs, more doubles, hits fall, and it's always around neutral, just on either side of neutral for run scoring year in and year out. Kevin McGonigal takes ball one. 2-run home run was his 13th last time up. 1-0. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Matson's fairly hittable. 38 hits in 35 innings of work. A walk rate over 4 per 9 with a strikeout rate just under a strikeout an inning. Opponents with a 780 OPS. That puts them in the hittable category, certainly. McGonigal has a good hitter's count, 2-1.
McGonigal needs to look for something down off that top rail. A lot of fastballs.
Big right-left split. Lefties with a big advantage against this righty, Matson. Swinging a line drive to left field. In now back for Reynolds, and he'll make the catch going back 3-4 steps. That's a good swing for Kevin McGonigal. You just won't get rewarded when you hit the ball in the air to left field. No matter how hard, unless you really get, a hanging breaking ball. I think that's the key.
That's it. And listen, Kevin McGonigal rounded first base. He saw Brian Reynolds, went back and tracked that ball down. Kind of clapped his hands together and nodded his head like he was happy with that swing. No one likes making out, but you hit a ball as hard as he did pull side and then hit a scorching line drive the other way in consecutive at-bats.
You're feeling pretty good about where your swing is.
You're okay with it.
Yeah.
You want to get those hits. You want to be greedy, but you're okay with that.
That really was a good matchup for him because he just saw nothing but four-seam fastballs.
Yeah.
From Isaac Matson. Brings up Dylan Dingler. The strike one. Fastball sails up and away. Line drive singles. With the injuries, A.J. Hinch just can't afford to give Dylan Dingler a day off as much as he would like to. As we were talking about yesterday on the TV side, Bobby, also don't forget the value of him behind the plate.
Right.
I mean, he was in a 1-for-34, and he knew it. He was struggling, but there is still great value in having Dylan Dingler.
100%. What he does behind the
don the gear.
Yes. And one other thing too, Dan. One of the things I think you may see him get a day off on Wednesday with their day game after a night game,
and
off
then
day behind it.
Off day, yeah.
You're stealing 2 days right there. So he's trying to push through it with Ding right here.
Slider high and tight, head high, turns out of the way. That just got away from him. Average has fallen down to 259. It's been above 270, really 270, 280 all year long. That's what he did last year. He's kept the average up this year and added the power element. 3-1 off the plate and in. Now he's starting to draw a few walks as well. And that's not a small thing, is it? I mean, just standing on first yesterday.
Yeah.
With the walk.
Yes.
Now he's been on 4 times the last 2 days.
It's a big deal, especially when you haven't been swinging the bat the way you are accustomed to doing. Finding a way to first base via a walk. Getting jammed, finding a way for that ball to fall, hitting the ball hard, watching it fall. It just makes your psyche come back to a place where you're in a good place.
Keith swings it. It's a high fly ball to left. Reynolds barely has to move. Back a step to his left. Under it, makes a catch. Just a high fly ball for the third out in the 4th inning. Tigers get a walk in, no more. We hit to the bottom of the 4th, first of 3 Tigers and Pirates in Pittsburgh. Tigers have the 4-0 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
The first thing people realize is the history of Montgomery, and that history is real. So while that history is in the past, it also helps us move forward in a positive way.
Just like a lot of other of the 120 minor league teams, the baseball is not what we do, right? The Tampa Bay Rays do a phenomenal job of sending amazing athletes here, and we let them handle the baseball, and we handle everything outside the line.
Tying run at first, winning run at the plate, lined into right field. Jack Cuss, they're going to send him. No, they stop him. And Cuss falls down. And he's in a rundown. Aaron Boone.
There's nobody at home plate. And Jack Cuss lost his
He blasts it deep right field. Hernandez turns around. It's into the bleachers. Jack Caglione shines in L.A. with a 2-run homer.
That's lumberjack. That's right. He can swing the baby. Off speed, you could tell he was a little out front even. That'll tell you the strength. Look at that, the one-hand takeoff. Scooble says, I've felt that before. I've seen it, and I know that sound. That's loud and pretty. Go ahead, Cags. Drive the Royal Bus tonight.
The bubblegum blowing contest. It was fun. It was at a time when Topps included bubblegum in their baseball cards, and that was the gum we used. These are all my baseball cards. The Topps one is right there. It's developed into somewhat of a big nostalgic thing, and there are a lot of people that, you know, that's one of their favorite baseball cards. It's kind of
Brought to you in part by Corewell Health, reminding you together we can overcome any obstacle, fight any battle. Pirates bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Reynolds, Gonzalez, and Lowe against Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez, I like the low pitch count. You talked about it. Being efficient with your pitches. 38 pitches through 3. Average pitch count would be right around 50, just maybe 48. 16 pitches is kind of the average right now in the typical major league inning. Why do we talk about the value and the importance of this guy getting on a roll? Reynolds swings it to fly ball left field, fairly deep, but Callahan will go toward the corner and make the catch. Brett Callahan making his 2nd major league start. He was funny when we said, "Hey, man, you're playing the biggest left field anywhere today." He said, "I know." He said, I just walked out there and looked at it.
That reaction absolutely buckled me. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like Yellowstone out here, and it is strikingly large when you play out there.
You've been out there.
It's funny because
Gonzalez takes a pitch outside. This is Nick Gonzalez, right-handed batter, ball 1.
One of the things you have to do as an outfielder, you have to know your steps over each 45, so over your right shoulder, over your left shoulder. And in this ballpark, there are like 6 or 7 extra steps over your left 45.
Line drive to center. Max Clark back a step, now in, makes the catch. That's a good swing for Nick Gonzalez, but that's 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the 4th.
And most of the time, you're going X amount of steps to the left center field gap. You're going X amount of steps over your right shoulder, 45-degree angle to the right left field wall. But here in this park, you get to your normal spots, your normal numbers that you're accustomed to, and you keep going and going and going and going. Then you look and then you keep going, and then finally the wall comes. It's striking how big this left field is.
Brings up Brandon Lau. Lefty. First pitch sinker for a strike. What a good hitter. Another one of those guys you look up and every year. He's even more consistent than Brian Reynolds, if that's possible. Pitch down and away. 770 to 790 OPS.
Yeah.
Each of the last 4 years. Remember, he signed a long-term deal with Tampa after his first year at 150 plate appearances. They liked him so much. Injuries really kind of shortened many of his first few seasons. Half cut, swing and a miss. Slider makes it quickly 0-2, and now he's just turned into starting to stay healthy these last 2 years. He's playing every day now. Comes in hitting .250 with 26 home runs and 79 RBIs. 31 home runs last year for Tampa. Pitch up and in. I was surprised they traded him. I mean, this is a pretty valuable player.
I mean, just the real thump, too. He's not a big man, but he's got thump and has been, like you said, remarkably consistent for a long time.
2-2 line drive off the glove of Colt Keith, and Framber Valdez didn't get over to first. I don't think it would have mattered because when Keith went over to pick up the ball that was trickling into foul territory, he didn't get a clean grab the first time, and then he had to re-grab. And by that time, it was too late. But Framber Valdez wasn't coming over.
Yeah, he wasn't covering. He got one job to do. That ball goes to your left shoulder. You got to get moving. He stood there. Now, that ball was hit hard, in all fairness. And it looked like Colt Keith was going to spear it. And it pops out of the top of that first base glove. That's not. You can't really find any fault with Framber Valdez on that one. That ball was hit hard.
And you're seeing it go to the glove.
That's right.
Of Colt Keith. You're absolutely right. They do call it a hit. I guess 86 miles an hour off the bat is not exactly smoked. The strike one. Swing and a miss. Good curveball down. I know you're a hitter, Bobby, and you'll say hit, but what do you think?
Oh man!
And I'm not trying to get on
No.
I mean,
that's a play that ordinary effort,
right?
You should make. Yeah. But you do want that.
And I think Colt Keith was.
You do want that knock if you're a hitter.
If you're a hitter and you see hit up on the scoreboard, you're good.
Oh, I'm good.
Did it ever get in the back of your mind like that really should have been an error?
100%. You don't lie to yourself either. Like you want the knock, but like, yeah, I probably should. The guy should have probably caught that ball. 100%.
0-2 to Rafaela Flores. Pop foul and out of play. Well back first base side. Brandon Lau is at first base. Have I said his name correctly so far tonight? Because I know I'm going to say Low at some point. I think I already have.
I don't think you have. I think you've been pretty good tonight. I think you've been Lau all night. I just write it phonetically. I don't even spell it how it's spelled. I just spell it how it sounds or how he pronounces it.
Swing and a miss. Fastball up. Flores couldn't find it. A strikeout, and the misplay at first base ends in just a few more pitches for Framber Valdez. He has cruised to the first 4 innings. He's working with a 4-0 lead after 4 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
I'm Jonathan Mayer, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Tigers and Pirates meet every year. This is their natural rival.
Right.
Every team has one. So this is the team you play a home and home, even before the schedule came out a few years ago, where you play every team now at least once a year. But these teams have a home and home every year, have ever since 2012. McKinstry takes a pitch outside, and I like it. I like this little rivalry.
Yeah. It works proximity-wise.
Two blue-collar cities.
That's right.
Proximity. Fastball strike on the inside edge to Zach McKinstry, who's 1 for 2. Also hit a ball hard his second time up. Line drive single, scored a run in the first inning. That got the scoring started. Bounced out hard to Flores, the first baseman, last time. He flipped to the pitcher Majinski covering. changeup on the outside part of the outside corner for a called strike 2. 4 runs on 8 hits for the Tigers and a lot of good swings. No runs, 2 hits for the Pirates. Matson on the mound in relief of the starter Majinski. Works from the stretch first base side. 1-2, swinging a foul back to the screen. 5th inning brought to you by Figer Law. All we do is win. Want to stand corrected. I think I just like saying Monongahela so much. I had it in my mind that Monongahela is the river beyond the right field wall. That's the Allegheny. McKinstry fouls it out of play. The Monongahela's over there, and the two meet to form, of course, Three Rivers, the Ohio River. Just to our right. As we look out at the Roberto Clemente Bridge, they put a lot of work into the bridges, kind of refurbishing them in recent years. The lighting is beautiful. The bridges are kind of pirate gold, and they've been repainted. They've got lighting, kind of purple lighting on the spans of the bridges. It is an absolutely gorgeous setting for baseball.
It sure is. Absolutely wonderful here.
McKinstry will see at least 7 pitches in this trip to the plate. 4-0 Tigers in the 5th. Changeup sails high and away. Pitch number 7 is ball 2. Again, a lot of good at-bats for Tiger hitters over the weekend against Chicago, starters especially. Offense that's been hitting on all cylinders for 2.5 months now. 2-2, another foul. We've seen a fair amount of this. Extended at-bats with 2 strike fouls from a lot of different hitters. And think of who they're doing this without.
Yeah.
Right now. I know Matt Vierling wasn't. He was just starting to get hot. It had only been a few games, but man, you feel bad for him. But it's no Vierling. It's no Carpenter. It's no Riley Green. Tap foul on a check swing. McKinstry will see at least 10 pitches in this trip to the plate. There are a lot of rookies in this lineup on any given day. Torres, Lee, Callahan, Clark, all in the lineup tonight. 2-2. Ground ball, base hit down the left field line. Wasn't that bad for Zach McKinstry? Over to fielded Reynolds. McKinstry round first, heading to second. Reynolds has a good arm throw, not in time. Hustle double for Zach McKinstry. Punched it right down the third base line on the ground and legs out the double.
That is a fantastic at-bat right there that ends in a base hit down the left field line. Matson kept ripping fastballs at the top of the zone. Zach just punches that thing just inside, a couple feet inside that third base line. And he is thinking, too, all the way out of the box. Ryan Reynolds does a nice job of getting around this ball. Strong throw in. Zach McKinstry just beat it. And I love him taking a risk right there. You're up 4-0 in the top of the 5th. Try to get in scoring position for Hao-Yu Lee.
Lee takes a pitch.
What's going on? Somebody needs to come out and see if he's okay.
Breaking news in Pittsburgh. 2 pitches, 2 at-bats, 2 singles. His first 2 at-bats. Takes ball 1 because, well, it was above the shoulders. Upright stance. Holds the bat upright with the arms extended away from the right shoulder. Fastball up again. Davis is going to go out and I think hand deliver the ball back to Isaac Matson, the right-hander. We talked about the Tigers base running the other day. And just how good it's been, and in many ways, just in slight subtle ways, taking extra bases, not making as many outs while taking extra bases taken category. Advancing on a balk or a wild pitch or a pass ball or a fly ball or defensive indifference. These are all areas of improvement. I was looking at, this is a Pirates team that has actually really good team speed.
Yes.
They've got 7 base runners who have a sprint speed over 28 feet per second. That's getting to the basically 75th percentile. That's toward the top 25% in the league. But you look at how often they take the extra base or do things like Zach McKinstry just did, stretch a single into a double. 2-0 to Lee is up and in. You look at first to third. I always think that's a great place to start. So they're in the middle of the pack in the National League. How often they take the extra base? 42%. Tigers are number 1 in the American League for the 2nd straight year, taking the extra base at 51%. 3-0 is up and in, and Hayuli didn't have a choice. He had to walk on 4 pitches. But I was looking at it, Bobby, if they went first to third at the same rate as a league average team, the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League, they would have 42 fewer first to thirds this year if they were league average.
Right.
In other words, that's how good they are going first to third, almost at a 50% clip. League average is 30, but that's what it translates into. If they were an average team, they would have 42 fewer first to thirds this year, given the number of attempts they have.
It's mindset mentality. Base running either matters to you or it doesn't. There's no middle ground. There's no kind of we're into base running. And if it matters to you, you can absolutely win games on the bases. If it doesn't, you will lose some because you're not aggressive enough.
Strike one, fastball away. Callahan lined out first time up. Good swing. Ended the first inning. Stranded 2. Struck out on a wicked splitter against Majinski last time up. First time he has faced Isaac Madsen. Lefties have hit 300 with nice extra base power against this righty. The 1-1. In the dirt. Gets away from Davis. He'll throw to third and got it. Zach McKinstry, who's going to challenge. Zach McKinstry saw that ball go in the dirt and he took off. Lee ends up on second. McKinstry would like the Tigers to challenge. A.J. Hinch has his hand out and he will not challenge. That's a great play by Davis. He had to pick the ball up behind Callahan, fire an absolute strike to third.
Yeah, Zach McKinstry saw that ball in the dirt, got off like a shot, but Henry Davis did a fantastic job of recovering and firing a strike down to third base.
That's as good as it gets.
Yes,
Bob.
it is.
Wow. So, man on second, 1 out. Ground ball softly to second base. Gonzalez will charge field, drop it, and throw to first late. Whoa. Pittsburgh crowd letting the Pirates know how they feel. That is about as routine as it gets. And Gonzalez just dropped it.
Nick Gonzalez has had a very tough year defensively. He got a lot of reps at third base early in the year, and he was absolutely miserable over there. He's had a tough time. They've moved him back to second base, and he just fumbled that one. Caught it in the web of the glove, and on the transfer just dropped it.
Now the infield in for the Pirates. Line drive, base hit into left off the bat of Max Clark. Four-seamer up, and he drilled it into left field. Lee in to score on his way to third. Callahan will make it. Clark into second base. RBI double, and the Tigers have a 5-0 lead. Aggressive base running in the face of Reynolds, and again, that's the big, deep left field, allowing the Tigers to do that and take the extra base.
It's mindset mentality, Dan. If this is what you do organizationally, again, Callahan just up from the minor leagues. Max Clark does a nice job of finding some green grass out there, makes Brian Reynolds move to his right, and that's what you're reading if you're at first base. How far to right or left does the fielder have to go to field that baseball? That will tell you how much of a risk you can take. Callahan gets there, slides in ahead of the throw. Max Clark advances on the backside.
Javi Baez ground ball to third of the infield in tight. York will field and flip over to Flores at first. For the second out, Baez 0 for 3 today. That's the second out. I love the base running by Callahan.
Yes.
Like you said, he knows the scouting. He knows he's got to move, and he also knows playing here. Your starting position is deeper,
and more important,
in left field.
Dan, he knows this is what they do. They do it up and down the system.
Yes.
This is not new. Just because you're in the big leagues doesn't mean things stop the way you've been taught to play the game.
Gleyber Torres, a walk, a single, a pop out to right, fouls the first pitch out of play. 5-0 Tigers. They've got a chance to add 2 more with a single here from Gleyber. Righties have hit 250 with little power against this righty. Gleyber's going to give you a good at-bat. Righty, lefty, doesn't really matter. The strike one. Fastball up, swing and a miss. You could see him like tilt the head like, oh, why am I swinging at that? We've seen him swing. That's unusual. He just chased there.
Majinski's got that low arm angle, and then Madsen here, same type of thing. That ball explodes at the top of the zone.
The 0-2, swing and a foul. He put a fastball in a good spot for Glaber. Fouled it straight back. 5 runs on 10 hits for the Tigers. Just consistent at bats all night long. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second. A McGonigal 2-run home run in the second inning. Error brought home a run this inning, and then, or the double brought home a run this inning, but the error helped fuel this inning. Madsen sets the 0-2. Fastball away. Didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McGonigal waiting on deck. Single almost surely scores Clark from second base. Callahan coming down the line at third. The 1-2. Got him. 97-mile-an-hour fastball in a good spot. Gleyber Torres takes a call at third. Tigers add to their lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 1-3. Tigers and Pirates. Tigers have the 5-0 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
If your last exam ended with the lollipop, it's time for a checkup. Candy and stickers.
Let's open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
Tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker, and here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side, and a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Darryl Strawberry and Lenny Baxter form 2/3 of the entire camera outfield. One of the most imposing power hitters of his era. Strong red.
Downtown Pittsburgh. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second for the Tigers, taking Valdez to the 4-0 lead. Tigers had leads against the White Sox of 3-1 in Game 1 on Friday before the White Sox came roaring back with some home run power. A 4-1 lead yesterday, couldn't hold either. Framber Valdez is attacking just like AJ talked about on the pregame, Bobby. He's attacking, and this is the best version of him. First pitch strikes, staying in the strike zone with quality offerings. 1-0 changeup misses down. 2-0 on Jake Mangum.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, getting staked to that 4-run lead after 2 innings was a big deal too. But him coming out top of the third, throwing that 0 up, really set the tone.
2-0. Misses 3-0. Walk Gonzalez to start the second inning. That's his only walk of the night. 2 hits, both belong to Brandon Lau. Line drive single. The line drive off the glove of Colt Keith called the hit. Now Mangum is asking for clarification about something. He and home plate umpire Ben May having a little chat before he digs back in for the 3-0. Pitch counts are brought to the game by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. The pitch count coming into this inning at 50 for Framber Valdez through 4. Sinker 91 middle for a called strike. Mangum taking all the way. 7, 8, 9 hitters. Mangum, York, and Davis This is the bottom of the lineup that you can really attack. Sinker misses away. Mangum, very aggressive hitter, draws few walks. Same with Gonzalez, who Fromber walked back in the second inning. Leadoff walk here in the fifth. We saw walks really come back to bite the Tigers against the White Sox. It's one thing you can't do with a team that bombs the ball, right? Wow.
Give them extra 90s. Cannot happen.
Line drive to left field. Callahan on the run. He's going to have to play this on a couple of hops. Nick York hitting .213. Singles off a changeup. That puts a couple of men on. This is how the second inning started. A walk and a single, and then Fromber worked out of that.
Just a change up from Fromber. York didn't hit it all that hard, got off the end of the bat. But it found green grass, and it's first and second here. Bottom 5.
11 for 17. First pitch strikes for Fromber Valdez so far. Davis swings and lines one deep and foul. Well foul. In the end, down the line, hitting .169, just over 200 at-bats with 8 home runs. Dylan Dingler saw something. Javi Baez came in to talk to Fromber, and Dylan Dingler is going to go out to have a word as well.
Looks like you're just trying to get on the same page there.
Fromber's back to being a 60% ground ball guy. Remember, through about the first 12 starts, his ground ball rate was below 50%. He's at 60% in his career.
Yeah.
That's what makes him such a good pitcher. Well, he's getting back to that over his last 10 starts or so. He's at 60% plus. Getting more ground ball double plays turned behind him. Ground ball to short. Baez to lead. Throw to first. He bounced it. Oh, man. Taylor-made double play ball. Mangum comes in to score. The Pirates are on the board, and that's a big missed opportunity for the Tigers.
Yeah, it really is. Asking you shall receive, partner. Taylor made 2 hops to Javi. Good feed. It just seemed like how you lead was either surprised at where Nick York was, and he just yanked it. Throws it.
Plenty of time to get it.
Yeah, he throws it short into the outfield side. Colt Keith can't come up with the scoop.
So fielder's choice put out of York at second. The throwing error gets Davis to second base and allows Mangum to score. Lineup turns over for Jared Triolo, hitting .243. As Bobby said, terrific defender. This is their Swiss Army knife. There's Zach McKinstry. You can play him anywhere. Fielding Bible award is not a small thing.
No, it's not.
Soft ground ball fouled on the third base line. It's just another award that it's been going now for quite some time, right?
Yeah, close to 20 years.
Yeah. And it's experts who get together and really look at the defensive numbers and look at video, and it's just another Gold Glove, but it's a really well thought out Sports Info Solutions puts the panel together, and it's guys who know what they're talking about. Line drive to short. Baez caught it, fired to second, and they doubled off. Henry Davis. Baez caught the line drive. He fired to Lee at second base. Donnie Kelly says, let's challenge. Second base umpire Chris Conroy is the crew chief.
Pittsburgh challenging the out call second.
Throw bounced, and he was clearly safe.
Yeah. Yeah, by quite a ways.
So Triolo lines out. This will be overturned. Instant replay brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, 1-800-CALL-SAM. Let's check some scores from the 1-800-CALL-SAM Studio Scoreboard, brought to you by Meijer, the official grocery retailer of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Tampa Bay leads Baltimore 7-6. So that's a wraparound series, isn't it? Baltimore has taken the first 3 in that series. 7-6 Tampa. That game's in the bottom of the 8th inning. Baltimore was fading out of the playoff picture. Then they swept the first 3 of that series. Now 7-6 Tampa in the 8th. In Tampa, Cubs lead the White Sox 2-0 in the 3rd.
After review, the runner is saved. Pittsburgh retains their challenge.
2-0 Cubs over the White Sox. So go Cubs, go for the next 3 days.
Right? Absolutely.
The weekend sweep by the White Sox of the Tigers allowed the White Sox to open up a 5.5 game lead over the Tigers in the Central. Tigers still very much in the picture for the wild card race. Soft tap foul as Merlin Valdez, this is the big power hitting righty who's come up, made a big impact, but it's a lot of swing and miss, and the league is starting to figure him out. So this is where he has to make the adjustment. Hitting .261 overall, 14 home runs, just over 180 at bats. Upright stance, open, but he tucks that left shoulder in as he cocks the bat over the right. The strike one, fastball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. 5.5 game lead for the White Sox over the Tigers in 6 over Minnesota and Cleveland. Again, 2-0 Chicago over the White Sox in the bottom of the 3rd. Minnesota at home against Atlanta, just underway and scoreless. The 1-1. Good curveball. Softly tapped foul down the 3rd baseline. Boston 7-0 over Arizona at Fenway. That game is in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tampa Bay, even after losing 3, still with a 5.5 game lead over the Yankees, 8.5 over Boston. Boston has lost 7 of 10 after their incredible run. The 1-2. Oh, fastball has Valdez doing the limbo, leaning back, going down to his knees after the lean back. Cardinals 2-1 over Cincinnati. That's a final from earlier today. Milwaukee starts the day 5 game lead over the Cubs. St. Louis very much in the wild card picture. How about the Brewers beating the Dodgers 3 out of 4?
Yeah.
At Dodger Stadium over the weekend. 2-2, swinging a foul tip to the glove of Dylan Dingler. Valdez strikes out. An unearned run, but that's it against Framber Valdez in the 5th inning. We head to the 6th, first of 3 Tigers and Pirates in Pittsburgh. Tigers have a 5-1 lead after 5 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
How about a look at some of the best bloopers from All-Star Games past?
Watch the reaction of John Kruk. Heart is palpitating a bit. Don't throw the ball away!
Julio! Give me the ball! It's hard to tell whom he frightens more, opposing batters or teammates.
He did it again!
And batter beware.
Take a look at Whitaker. That's a marking pencil. Pretty good one.
And Guerrero, there goes half the bat the other way, and it takes out Tommy Lasorda.
But these stars are better suited for shining plays.
Watch this one. Spectacular play.
Long throw, Frank Thomas. Terrific play.
Perfect teamwork.
Up and caught. Oh, what a catch by Hunter.
It is a home run. One of the biggest home runs that's ever been hit.
There it is. The first grand slam in All-Star history.
Man, you're gone.
Ozzie gets the force.
How about that?
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray shape.
Bernstein Law Firm. Pitch and change brings Yohan Ramirez up from AAA. He's on the 40-man roster, so they brought him up today. He's been up earlier this year with Pittsburgh. First pitch sweeper for a strike.
Yeah, Yohan Ramirez, first time back on the mound since August the 11th.
So he just went down for a few days. Must have come back because of injury. He's had a very good year.
Yes.
I think there had to be a roster crunch because they traded for 4 relievers at the trade deadline. 4. Luke Weaver, Camilo Doval, Kirby Yates. Soft ground ball foul down the first baseline.
Man, I tell you what, looking at his number, man.
It's like
67 innings pitched, 79 tickets. I'm going to AAA. I'm hot.
I mean, 46 hits in 67 innings.
This guy's been pretty good.
Walk rate of 5, a strikeout rate of 11 per 9 in 67 innings of work. Line drive on one hop, off the dirt and past Gonzalez racing to his right. Picked up by the right fielder Valdez. Kevin McGonigal on the 1-2, sharp, one hop off the dirt single. Second hit of the night.
He tried to go backdoor with that sweeper. You've seen a lot of teams, both right and left-handed pitchers, trying to soft away, breaking ball away from Kevin McGonigal. This is a sweeper. That's his pitch, too. Throws it just about 40% of the time. He's on the outer third. Kevin McGonigal pokes it through the middle of the field.
Fastball high and tight to Dylan Dingler. So a 2.67 ERA. Opponents against this righty have hit 192 with no power. Must have been kind of like Emmanuel De Jesus. There was just the roster crunch, and he was the one guy who could go out after adding 4 pitchers at the trade deadline. Dingler takes a sweeper, almost hit him in the left hip. Ball 2. This is a guy who has been well traveled. A lot of teams have tried to get the most out of this arm. Few have succeeded. Over the last 4 years, 8 teams, most of those in the last 4 years. Curveball goes behind Dylan Dingler. Down to second goes McGonigal. The look on Dylan Dingler's face, he just kind of looked out at pitcher
Dude,
Ramirez
really?
and said, really?
That's what we're doing now? Okay.
It was a breaking ball, so there was no intent there. Oh, he was on paternity leave. There you go.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations to the new papa. Yeah, no, he wasn't part of a roster crunch. Paternity leave. So he's had a very good year. There's been a big arm for Donnie Kelly. 3-1, fastball. Paints the black away. See, miss with a curveball behind you, and then you see the next pitch on the black away.
This one of those at bats where you're like, sweet. This is what we're doing. Breaking balls behind me, heaters down and away.
3-1, outside corner-ish. Dylan's not challenging. 3-2. Tigers still have 2 challenges remaining. The Pirates have 1. 5-1 Tigers. McGonigal at second, leading off in the 6th. The pitch, swinging a foul out of play. So those previous 2 fastballs, they went a little further away and it forced the swing. Good job by Dingler to foul off a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Ramirez works third base side of the rubber. Black and gold, the colors for the Pirates, and he's got the fluorescent gold shoes tonight. Ground ball to third. York will field, charge, fire over to Flores at first for the first out. McGonigal has to hold at second. 1 out, man on second. Tigers trying to add to a 4-run lead for Colt Keith. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Torres has been on twice, scored 2 runs. McGonigal has 2 hits, including a 2-run home run. Dingler's been on twice. Zach McKinstry has a single and a double, and Ha-Yu Lee has been on 3 times tonight. Max Clark with 2 hits. Contributions up and down the order. The kids are getting a chance to play, and they're delivering. Keith takes a back foot slider down and in, ball 1. Triolo at short, shades right up the middle, keeping an eye on McGonigal, trying to shorten his lead at second. With that runner at second, York hangs over by third base, not off the line with a lefty at the plate. Sweeper away. They might have well shelve that pitch for an inning or two. It's not working for him, Bobby.
It's not quite coming out the way he had planned, that's for sure. And again, that's what he does more than anything else. 40% of the time, he throws that sweeper. 2 types of fastballs and a curve to go with it. From a low arm angle.
Not too often you see the curveball sweeper combination.
You don't, especially from the angle at which he throws. It's hard to get that downward action on that breaking ball and that curveball especially. Sweeper is a much more natural pitch to throw from that low 3/4 slot.
2-0, fastball at the belt for a called strike. Good arm, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Still the good hitters count for Colt Keith. Close to the plate from the left side. Windmills that bat around. Upright stance, and he's just slightly flexed. Very relaxed stance. Swings and hits a high slicing foul down the left field line and out of play. Pitch counts are brought to you every game by Carhartt. Or pitch counts brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Nice low pitch count for Framber Valdez through the first 5 innings of this game. His pitch count so far at 66. Pittsburgh's on their 3rd reliever. Soft ground ball foul down the first base line. Strikeout updates are brought to you by Carbliss, the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. Valdez with 4 strikeouts. 4 strikeouts for Majinski, Matson, and Ramirez combined. One out, man on second. The 2-2, swing and a foul, sweeper down and in, better. Colt just got a piece of it.
A lot of extended at-bats by Tiger hitters tonight. Not giving in on any pitches.
This is an important bat with Riley out. Colt Keith has now been in the cleanup spot for the last 2 days. 3 hits in the last 2 games, 2-2, up and in. Can't overstate that's a loss.
Yes.
In the heart of the order.
Riley Green's been to 3 straight All-Star games. I mean, they don't just roll that out there to anybody. He's done it. The numbers prove it, and he's meant a lot to this Tiger ball club.
3-2, soft tap foul. Cut the strikeouts a little bit. He's bumped the batting average. I mean, guy who hits 280 with an 820 OPS, which is where he's been, that's a pretty valuable player.
Yes.
Hoping, he's down in Lakeland right now at the spring training complex, working on that hamstring, swinging a tap foul on the ground behind home plate. This will be at least a 10-pitch trip to the plate for Colt Keith. And hoping that the hamstring, which again, he didn't injure running the bases, it was as he was pulling up, crossing home plate on the double. Hope that it is not too serious and that he can be back relatively close to the minimum 10-day stay. Fastball up and in. What a terrific at-bat for Colt Keith. Couple of men on. He sees 10 pitches, draws a walk on pitch number 10. Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Brings up Zach McKinstry. 2 for 3 for Zach. Chokes up just slightly. First pitch. Beautiful. Backdoor sweeper, strike 1. Line drive single brought home a run in the first. Wasn't that bad his last time up? He too saw 10 pitches. pitch away, and like you described, Bobby, he just punched it down the third baseline. That's a skill. The bat-to-ball skills of Zach McKinstry. Sinker down and in. Davis came up ready to throw. Ramirez hit the dirt. Davis has a good arm. He's like, I'm not getting in the way of that throw. No throw down to second base. I gotta go at second. Keith at first. Both run well. Outfield just about straight up. McKinstry takes, sweeper away. Got the good hitters count again.
Really got to zone him up right here. He's been a little bit all over the place. When you get in these plus counts, especially with a guy who's had a tough time finding the zone, you got to make it come right where you want him.
Fastball in 97, fouled it back.
And he did. McKinstry had a rip. That was a fastball inner third, like you said, Dan. He was on it.
Lefties, righties against this righty, both of the low batting average. He just walks lefties at an extremely high rate. Just walked cold Keith. McKinstry trying to add to this 5-1 lead. The pitch bounced up to home plate. Davis blocked it with a backhand out in front of home to keep the runners at first and second. This is where Ramirez has struggled all year, throwing consistent strikes to lefties. They've hit 3 of the 4 home runs he's allowed. That's a really small number in 67 innings of work. Dingler saw 7 pitches. Keith saw 10. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat to McKinstry. On the way, swinging a fly ball right field that will hook foul into the seats. Not home run distance, well shy of that, but another long at-bat for a Tigers batter. 3 trips to the plate, 3 consecutive at-bats with 7 pitches or more. Triolo at short, up the middle, trying to shorten the lead to McGonigal at second. Ramirez checks him the pitch. Again, bounces past Zach McKinstry. Runners go to second and third. Davis had to play that off the wall behind home plate. My goodness. This guy can certainly uncork a wild pitch.
That's just a scud right there, Dan. He threw that ball about 55 feet. That wasn't a breaking ball. That was a sinker. Just spiked it glove side. Wow.
That's going to prompt a mound visit. Bill Murphy, the pitching coach, out to have a word with Ramirez, who again has had a good year. It's the walks that have been a problem, and 2 walks back to back. 17 pitches between the 2 trips to the plate for Keith and McKinstry. Now, how you're Lee at the plate? What do you think? Swing at the first pitch?
Why wouldn't you? I know, and you say that in jest a little bit, but
he's going to try to throw a strike here.
He's going to throw strike 1, and you are going to get a fastball right here. The guy just spiked the sinker at 55 feet. He's been all over the place. There's nowhere to put anybody else. He's got to get ahead of him. Lee's got to make him throw it in the Dixie cup, and if he does, he needs to unbutton his top button and go for it.
Bases loaded, 1 out. 5-1 Tigers are in the 6th. Right on right in this matchup. First pitch. 95-mile-an-hour sinker low. Ball 1. Lee 2 for 2. Swung at the first pitch in each of his first 2 at-bats. Singled. 1 to right, 1 to left, both on the ground. 4-pitch walk last time up. 5 runs, 11 hits for the Tigers. 1 run, 3 hits for the Pirates. The 1-0. Fastball high and away. 2-0 on Hyu Lee. He hasn't had a chance to swing the bat the last 2 at-bats. 6 pitches have missed and not close. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Had a rip at a fastball.
I like it. Why not? Yes, he's been all over the place a little bit. That was right in the middle of the top of the zone. Came up empty. Now you go to work.
McGonigal at third, Keith at second, McKinstry at first. That's good speed on the base pass. 2-1 sinker, a big miss. That's ball out of hand. 3-1 on Lee.
3-1 here, been all over the place. This one's got to be middle, no doubt about it. If not, take it, get another shot at it.
The 3-1 pitch, swinging a pop-up foul over the screen down below us to our right. 2 levels of the upper deck. The lower grandstands go foul pole to foul pole, then the club level, and then kind of 2 levels of the upper deck. We're above that second level. Foul ball just went right down below us in the first level. Grandstands in left and in right. The 3-2, low and outside. He walked him. Bases loaded walk. McGonigal trots home. Bases remain loaded for Brett Callahan. He likes to swing early in the count. He's ready to, that's for sure.
He is.
First pitch he saw in the major leagues was a curveball, and he was ready for it. The triple. First pitch, swinging a tap foul and a sinker down, strike 1. 0 for 3 tonight. Lined out his first time up, struck out on a wicked splitter second at bat, and then a soft routine ground ball to second base. In the 5th inning, was booted by Gonzalez, and that helped the Tigers to a run. In at the corners, middle of the infield, back to strike 1. Curveball low. Wow, this is excruciating if you're a Pirates fan to watch. Ooh.
Finally some action in that Pirate bullpen. Can't really get a look at who it is, but
36 pitches, 19 strikes. The 1-1. Ground ball foul behind Anthony Sanders, Tigers first base coach. This is the first inning of work for Ramirez. He's recorded 1 out, and he's approaching 40 pitches. Callahan waiting. The 1-2. Line drive to center, and that's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run is in. Keith is in. McKinstry right behind him. He read it all the way. But Callahan with a 2-run single. Tigers having some fun in Pittsburgh. They've got an 8-1 lead.
Yeah, that's a good swing from Brett Callahan. He was ready for that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Absolute bullet back up the middle. You're right, Dan. Zach McKinstry got an excellent read on it. Saw that ball was well above anybody being able to catch it. It's going to drop in front of the center fielder. Great read, was off.
Yep.
That's a 2-run single for the rookie.
4 RBIs. First 6 at-bats in the major leagues. That's pretty good.
It's big league things easy. All kinds of stakes up here, guys.
I was smiling when I read his quote about he was just trying not to trip around second. Yeah. And I remember what you were saying after the trip was like he didn't even feel his legs.
Can't feel a thing.
Rounding second base. Swinging a high fly ball to right field. Valdez will come in, settle under it, make the catch. Max Clark, who has a couple of hits in this game, just a little pop-up to right field for the second out. I'm thinking, yeah, you couldn't feel your legs. The biggest thing is you're trying not to trip.
Yeah, nothing.
When you can't feel your legs, it's priority number 1. It was so great. So honest. He said, I've done that before, and I didn't want to trip.
Right.
Kind of highlight reel you don't want to make.
No.
2 on, 2 outs, 3 runs in, and an 8-1 lead for the Tigers in the 6th inning. Javi Baez takes a sweeper strike. Tigers started this year 12-28 on the road. They had a winning record on the road last year. The best teams at the end of every year are usually the ones with a winning record on the road. The strike 1, swing and a miss. Curveball away, no balls and 2 strikes. Javi's 0 for 3 tonight. In winning 7 consecutive road series, the Tigers have gone 16-5 in their last 21.
Wow.
And they've got a chance to get this series off to a terrific start, put themselves in position to win another road series if they hold on to this big lead. with a win tomorrow night. 2 night games and a day game. Tigers on to Kansas City for 3 this coming weekend. Pirates have been much better at home. Same for Kansas City. Kansas City's almost a 500 team at home, and if they win tonight, they will be a 500 team at home. Their struggles have been on the road. Soft ground ball to third. York will scoop it up, moving to his left, flip it over to first to Flores Jr. Baez grounds out. Tigers send 8 men to the plate and score 3. 3 walks fuel the rally. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Josh Lowe comes sliding in to make the catch. That is an incredible catch. How low can Josh Lowe go?
Line drive, center field, caught! But Ernie Clement! Wow! Ernie Clement soaring through the air.
Coming in and making the play. How about it?
Oh, was sinking and knuckling with the glove just above the grass, kind of reaching behind him almost to his left. Right off the end of the bat. Look at Turner. Catch it. Throw it. Double play. He is a wizard out there.
Kelly gets the wave. The throw from Straw. He's out! They just keep finding a way.
Line drive. Diving catch by Nunez on the edge of the outfield grass ends the inning. What a play.
So I think he's quite sick of Nasim Nunez.
Ryan Walschmidt going to give it a look near the wall. And he's got it! The juggling catch by Ryan Walschmidt.
Sliding to make the catch is Jackson Merrill.
That kid can cover some ground.
Joining us tonight celebrating the OC bobblehead.
Let's go Tigers. Bottom of the 6th inning. Robert Valdez now working with an 8-1 lead. Gets the ball from Kevin McGonigal after they throw it around the infield. Pat on the back from one to the other before Framber Valdez walks to the back of the mound, climbs the hill, getting ready to face the 3-4-5 hitters for the Pirates. 3rd best offense in the National League. Pirates average just over 5 runs a game. Their pitching is 3rd from the bottom in runs allowed. Their run prevention has not been good. The defense has had some issues. And in this stretch where they have lost 16 of their last 24, they were 53-49 when this stretch started. They've lost 16 of 24, averaging just under 4 runs a game. The offense has been quiet now for a good stretch. Framber Valdez has shut the offense down tonight for the Pirates. Fastball fouled back. But it is pretty impressive the offense this team has built.
Yes, it is. Ryan O'Hearn out. They're going to miss him.
2 big bats have been out.
Yeah.
O'Hearn and Cruz.
O'Neill Cruz, yep.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Change up 90. Gets Reynolds to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, tremendous action on that changeup, man. That caught a lot of the plate, but he peeled off so much velocity on his fastball that it had good sinking action down and away. Reynolds was out in front. He just ran out of bat.
5 innings, just 1 unearned run. That's the record so far for Framber Valdez. Fly ball to right field deep. Going back McKinstry, and that ball is off the wall. It'll kick to Max Clark, who gets it in quickly. Nick Gonzalez stops at second. Fly ball just kept carrying. And it's a 1-out double here in the 6th inning. The 2 good swings in this game, 2 of the best swings have belonged to Nick Gonzalez. A line out to center and a fly ball off now the wall and right.
Yeah, it's good power the other way for Nick Gonzalez. Off the wall. Max Clark did a really nice job. I think Zach McKinstry didn't realize quite where he was in the ballpark. He hits off the right field fence. The LED boards out there.
I don't like those LED boards for the wall.
Well, what's behind it's behind the chain link fence usually.
Right, but it has to hurt the depth perception when you're going back, trying to read that ball going to the wall.
And all the light coming off of it, perhaps.
I mean, yeah, we've seen outfielders.
Yeah.
Can't remember who it was, but in Toronto where they have LED scoreboards or billboards on the walls, we've seen. I remember Bryce Harper in Philadelphia ran into one really hard because you lose your depth perception. And as those LED lights get better and better and crisper, I think it becomes even harder.
Could be.
One thing to have an advertisement that's just a billboard. It's another to have an LED. Brandon Lau takes a strike. 2-1, they count on Lau. He's got a couple of hits today. Line drive single to center. Line drive went off the glove of Cole Keith. He did get credit for a single his last time up. 2 for 2 for Lau. Kind of sits down into his stance, holds the bat upright with the hands below the left shoulder. Ground ball up the middle is fielded by Baez to the right field side of second. He flips it over to Keith at first. This is what we're getting used to with Framber Valdez. Lots of easy ground ball outs. Consistency now gets down to the strike throwing and the quality strikes. Again, the Tigers signed this guy because 68 wins, the most in the major leagues the last 5 years. 3.20 ERA, 7th best in the American League of regular starters over the last 5 years. 900 innings, 5th most. Consistency, check. Rafael Flores Jr. takes strike one.
Dan, you said my most, the stat that I like the most is the amount of innings over that span.
Yep. Averaging 29 starts a year. This is the last 5 years. The strike one. A little bit high.
I mean, going back to 2021, 22 starts, 31 starts, 31 starts, 28 starts, 31 starts, 24 thus far this year. That's taking the ball, being a horse. When you can eat innings the way he does and get all the balls on the ground, you give yourself a good opportunity to win some games. At least keep your ball club in it.
1-1. Strike on the inside corner. We know the ability to be more. The inconsistency has been what's been striking about him this year. Let's face it. 7 of his first 8 starts were really good. And then it's been kind of a start or two, and then a start or two that were duds, or every other start have been just good to meh. And you know he's better than that. And this could be 3 of his last 4 starts, 7 innings plus. And that could be the start of something really important for the Tigers and for him to be working this deep into games consistently. 2 outs in the 6th inning. His pitch count is still below 80. Typical pitch count would be in the mid-90s through 6. 8-1 Tigers, the 2-2. Changeup misses low. We have the 2 walks unofficially on my scorecard. This is the only other 3-ball count of the night. Do I have that right?
I think that's right.
2 walks. This is the only other time he's going to a 3-ball count. Batter number 24, 3-2. A little bit down. Did he go? He did not on the check swing. So each time he's gone to a 3-ball count, the trip to the plate appearance has ended with a walk. It's funny, it just comes up and bites him every now and then, but strike throwing's been pretty darn good tonight. Chris Fetter out to the mound. I think it's important for him to go 7 again in this game, given how much the bullpen was used over the weekend.
Listen, if you can get 7 out of him tonight, given the usage over the weekend with an off day coming Thursday, you can figure on some quote-unquote normal starts the next couple nights, you could really set yourself up for later in the week. So going to Kansas City, it could be, to your point, it's pivotal for him to get through this little stretch right here and give him one more if he can.
Kenny Montero will get the start in the night game tomorrow night. Braxton Ashcraft on the mound for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has some arms. They've got the best average velocity of any team in the National League. I counted 8 guys with an average fastball of 97 plus. 8. Some relievers, some starters, all at least have worked 30 innings.
That's some heat.
These guys they have good pitching. They have figured out a way to get some good pitching to Pittsburgh.
Ashcraft tomorrow, Paul Skeens on Wednesday. Everybody's worried about Paul Skeens. Pitch off the plate and in. I heard his velocity was down, and I did see it was down last game, but I was looking at Bobby kind of game by game and month by month. He really has been in the 96.5 to 97.5 range, and then it was 95.6 his last start, and everybody kind of freaked out a little bit.
Right.
But yes, it's down from last year, but it's kind of been in the same range most of the year. Got off to a great start. He's been more hittable lately. Sinker up and away, 2-0 on Jake Mangum, who has the best swing of the night. A deep fly ball that Max Clark made a nice running catch on right by the visiting bullpen. Tiger bullpen is getting busy. Runners at the corners, the 2-0. Fastball strike on the outside edge, 2-1.
I mean, Dan, to your point about the Pirate pitching, I mean, you're going to miss Jared Jones and Bubba Chandler, two guys they're really excited about, too.
Yes.
So, and Mitch Keller's on the 60-day right now, so they've done a nice job getting some arms in here.
2-1. Low and in. And on a night with really good strike throwing and hardly any 3-ball counts other than the 3 walks, no 3-ball counts. Now Framber Valdez has lost sight of the strike zone, and this might be his last batter. 3-1. Strike on the inside corner. Or he could get this last out. I don't know, with the big lead, they might save the innings. Cal Finnegan is up and throwing. Set Ty Madden on the far side.
Looks like it.
Finnegan coming off one of his best outings of the year the other day. 5 up, 5 down. 3-2, 2 outs. That means Flores will be off of the pitch from first base. He takes off the 3-2 pitch. Oh, big miss up and away. That loads the bases. Wow. A good night for Framber. He goes to the grass behind the mound, talking to himself, kind of pointing to home plate like, get your direction to home plate. Very animated self-talk before he climbs up the mound. First pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, sinker in a good spot to Nick York.
Yeah, good arm side run on that pitch right there. 95 miles an hour. It's up a little bit, but it had good action on it. Nick York swings right through it.
Strike one. Curveball at the back foot, down and in. Injury shortened season for Nick York. A little bit of time down in the minor leagues, just 213 in his 80 major league at-bats. Mostly at AAA. He's been up each of the last 3 years. He's never really done a whole lot at the plate. The 1-1. Change up in the dirt. You have to be able to go right after this guy.
I just would think that if he throws that good fastball in the outer third, it ends up on the outer edge. It would have been a called strike. Nick York swings through it. Then you go breaking ball down and then change up away.
That's overthinking it.
It's 8-1. If he hits one out of here, so what? It's 8. It's 8.
And he's not going to hit one out.
Right. Exactly.
There's no power in this bat. 2-1. He missed big. 2 outs and a man on third, and now walk. 3-1 on Nick York. Valdez again steps off the mound, visibly frustrated. That'd be really too bad if this night ended with 3 consecutive walks.
Yes.
Find a way to get back into this at bat. Like you said, this is not a guy who's going to do damage. And then put the ball in play. 8-1 lead. The wind up the 3-1, swinging a line drive down the left field line. Well, he did. York didn't miss. That's going to score 3. Gonzalez, Flores, Mangum all score. 2-out, 3-run double. Gets the Pirates back to within 4, 8-4. 5 superb innings of work for Framber Valdez, and then it comes apart at the end.
Yeah, just loss of command. You got behind and then you threw the fastball right down the middle, which is what we called for. And Nick York does what he was going to do with it.
And it was 92 nothing ball.
Yeah, right down the middle. Just trying to let up and get it in play. Hopefully he hits it at somebody. He didn't.
AJ Hinch out. Tigers going to their bullpen. The lead cut to 8-4. All the
into right field. Harry Walker in foul territory.
And Walker doesn't know how many outs there were. Offerman will go to third. Walker gave the ball to a fan. He thought that was the third out. I'm surprised Walker remembered to show up tonight. Here's the funny part. He goes back to get it, though. That's what's funny.
But he
blasts it deep right field. Hernandez turns around. It's into the bleachers. Jack Caglione shines in L.A. with a 2-run homer.
That's lumberjack. That's right. He could swing the baby. Off speed, you could tell he was a little out front even. That'll tell you the strength. Look at that, the one-hand takeoff. Scooble says, I've felt that before. I've seen it, and I know that sound. That's loud and pretty. Go ahead, Cags. Drive the Royal Bus tonight.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Pirates back to within 4 when you're facing a big deficit. Always a big first step. Get back to within 4. That's one swing of the bat, potentially tying the game at some point. Henry Davis takes first pitch. Strike 1. Slider strike from Kyle Finnegan. Coming off a 5-up, 5-down outing. That may not sound like much, but those have been few and far between for him this year. A swing and a miss. I was talking to him the other day. Pitching change brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Bobby, he's worked very hard. He said slowly but surely over time. Nobody really caught it, but he'd been opening up. Stepping a little bit to his left, opening up, and now he is not only closed, but trying very hard to step actually a tick to, instead of straight to home plate, a tick toward the third base side to his right, so that there's almost a little crossfire, but hide the ball a little bit better, add a little deception to his delivery.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, those small adjustments, and your body and your being gets used to it. You think you're doing the same thing, and you're not.
The 0-2, high and tight with a splitter. And that's, he feels going to be very important. His fastball, we talked about a lot, has been his most hittable pitch. He's been missing locations. And he said bullpen catchers were telling him, oh, that's getting on me quick. And that's a very good sign. 1-2, swinging a pop-up foul out of play on the splitter. Davis at the plate, a very weak hitter. Important to strand that runner at second base in an 8-4 game now. This is the one guy who's got the experience, he's got the know-how, and he's got the track record of working in high leverage. The 1-2, swinging line drive, pass, the diving high Lee up the middle into center. That'll score a run. Tigers lead cut to 8-5. Again, the fastball hit hard.
And that was a fastball up 96 miles an hour. It was up and away from Henry Davis. They had pounded him in with fastballs earlier in the at-bat. Missing off the plate in. It was something he could get to. It was away, but it wasn't far enough away. Henry Davis on that pitch, sent it right back from where it came. Just beat Lee to that backhand side. He dove for it, couldn't quite get there.
8-9 hitters, one hitting 213 and 80 at-bats, the other hitting 169 in 220 at-bats, have just driven in 4 runs. Bases loaded double for Nick York. Line drive single for Henry Davis. Dylan Dingler out. Jacob Gonzalez has grabbed a bat. He will pinch hit for Jared Triolo. Nick Gonzalez is in the cleanup spot. Jacob Gonzalez. We've seen him in a White Sox uniform this year, and now Pittsburgh. First pitch fastball in, left-handed batter. 150 at-bats so far for Chicago and for Pittsburgh. It's at 230. There's some extra base, occasional home run power in this bat. The 1-0. Splitter, good pitch. Swing and a miss. Lefties, righties, both with an OPS over 800 against Kyle Finnegan this year. When things are going right, he's usually tougher on lefties with that fastball split combination. The 1-1. Fastball in. Velocity's been holding steady, 96, 97. It's all about the location.
And Dan, it is. I mean, he missed a whole plate in on that one. Dylan Dingler wanted that fastball into Henry Davis. He got it away, missed a whole plate away to him.
Gonzalez winning 2-1. Fastball in and off the plate again. 3-1. Man. Top half of the inning, we saw 3 walks, including a bases loaded walk. Bottom half of the 6th inning, 2 more walks. Now another 3-1 count. The pitch, swing and a miss, 3-2. That's where he wants that fastball.
Yeah, good four-seamer right there. Right at the top of the zone. Splits that top rail. Has a little takeoff when it's up there.
If you double up on that pitch, you go right to the splitter.
Nice splitter.
3-2. Swinging a foul to the screen. It was a splitter and it was middle. Oof.
And what you're trying to do right there, he went to the top of the zone with that fastball. To throw that splitter for it to do what it needs to do, to be effective, it's got to come out of the same slot and look like it's going to the top and then bottom out. Unfortunately, that time, that one did not bottom out. It stayed right there.
Got away with one there.
He did.
3-2. Davis takes off the pitch. Swing and a tap foul on the ground behind home plate. Robert Valdez was terrific through 5, and it all came apart at the end. Walk, bases loaded double. That's how his night ended. That last run charged to him when Nick York scored on the Davis single. So he's charged with 5 runs in this game. 3-2, another foul out of play. Well back down the third base line. Check some scores from the 1-800-CALL SAM Studio Scoreboard, brought to you by Meijer, the official grocery retailer of the Detroit Tigers radio network. White Sox came back with 3 in the 4th inning at Wrigley. They've got a 3-2 lead. The Southsiders do over the Northsiders. 3-2 White Sox over the Cubs. Minnesota 4-0 lead over Atlanta in the top of the 4th inning in Minneapolis. 6 teams within a game and a half of each other in the American League for that last wild card spot. Gonzalez swings, pops it up, shallow left field. Callahan, McGonigal. Callahan makes the catch. 9-pitch battle, one in the end by Finnegan. Single, though, draws the Pirates within 3. A 4-run 6th inning. We go to the 7th inning, 8-5 Tigers on the Detroit Tigers radio network, presented by Meijer.
For 40 years, United Wholesale Mortgage has...
How can you go from a South Carolina trailblazer through a tour of the Far East to a Venezuelan's bid for perfection in the Motor City? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Following in the footsteps of those legends named Robinson meant that Dobie didn't always get the attention or the credit that he deserved.
Baseball can be a little bit different, and things aren't always perfect, right?
Biz, born James Raleigh Mackey, was a member of the 1923 Hilldale Club that won the first ever Eastern Colored League championship.
This was reality for these players, and speaks of the segregation, a very somber time.
In 1927, Biz Mackey took part in a 48-game tour of Japan. The 1927 tour was initiated by Japanese-American baseball pioneer Kenichi Zenemura. Years later, during World War II, Zenemura was forced to sell all his belongings and relocate to the Gila River incarceration camp.
They're being denied their freedom, but baseball provides hope, and it gives them an expression of what it is to be an American.
You realize the gravity of the situation, and baseball is that which transcends all of it.
So in 2006, the Tucson Sidewinders, a AAA team for the Arizona Diamondbacks, commemorated that high school game that had been played at Zenemura Field. And then later that season, the Sidewinders win the championship of the league by beating the Toledo Mud Hens. And on that team was Ryan Rayburn.
He watched his Detroit teammate, Armando Galarraga, toss his famous imperfect game.
Another reminder that baseball will always bring people together.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game.
By Snethkamp Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Snethkamp Automotive family celebrating 100 years in 4 great Michigan locations. Ooh, what a pitching display we just saw in the 6th inning. Wow. 45 minutes to play 1 inning of baseball, thanks to 5 walks and a whole lot of long at-bats in addition to the walks. 8-5 Tigers. It was 8-1. Gleyber Torres takes the first pitch up and away from the guy you're going to see somewhere on a contending team every year at the end of the year, Kirby Yates.
From now to 2045.
The 1-0. Swing and a pop-up. Foul. Will it be playable behind home plate? Yes, that's coming back to home plate. Davis will backpedal and make the catch. Ball was heading up toward the stands. Came back as those usually do. Good play by Davis. A pop-out to start the 7th inning. Look at the last few years. Kirby Yates was with San Diego and then Atlanta, Texas, the year they won the World Series, the Dodgers. They did something good in 2025, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, with the Angels and now with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh made some moves because they want to grab that last playoff spot. McGonigal's had a good night, 2 for 4 and a line out deep to left field. The 1-0. Fastball 91 away. Righty. He's been a closer. Really just for 1 year in San Diego. He's not a hard thrower. He does know how to get outs. Right-hander works over on the third base side of the rubber. McGonigal swings, lifts a high, deep fly ball to left center, but man, Death Valley there. Mangum goes over and makes the catch. It's about a 380-foot out with a good swing to left center.
And it really plays for Kirby Yates, too. You look at what he likes to do. Likes to throw a lot of fastballs. It's a simple arsenal. Four-seam fastballs, split, sweeper. But that four-seam fastball, low vertical approach, doesn't throw very hard. But he likes to use the top of the zone, and you can let left-handed hitters just throw it up and away. Let them hit fly balls to right left field all you want in this ballpark.
Dingler takes fastball 91 on the black away. Strike one. 1 for 3 for Dingler plus a walk. 8 runs on 12 hits for the Tigers. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Pirates. 8-1 lead. Now 8-5 after the 4-run bottom of the 6th inning. Strike one. Swinging a soft tap foul, splitter down off the fastball, peels 5-6 miles an hour off the fastball. Gets the weak ground ball foul, no balls and 2 strikes. Outfield deep and straight up on Dillon. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Crossfire fastball running away. Dingler strikes out. 1-2-3 inning for Kirby Yates and the Pirates. The first 1-2-3 of the night for Pittsburgh. 7th inning stretch time in Pittsburgh, brought to you by DTE. Score energy savings this season. Manage your energy bill when you visit dteenergy.com/save energy. 8-5 Tigers.
Sal Stewart, 2 for 4 yesterday. Those are 2 of his 5 hits on the road trip. He is 5 for 21 on the journey. That is socked to left field. Crushed by Stewart for a home run. See you later. Team leading 26, then the Reds have a 1-0 lead.
Took that big swing at that first pitch fastball, and he just kind of ran out of bat. Well, he didn't run out of bat on that one. That was barreled and gone.
In the inner right field, Harry Walker in foul territory. And Walker doesn't know how many outs there were. Offerman will go to third. Walker gave the ball to a fan. He thought that was the 3rd out. I'm surprised Walker remembered to show up tonight. Here's the funny part. He goes back to get it, though. That's what's funny.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the ultimate mystery player challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville. It's Asheville. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on. So I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park, and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball. Nestled.
Finnegan getting ready to face 2-3-4 hitters for Pittsburgh. 7th inning. Hardest working players brought to you by Carhartt. Proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball. The hardworking people who make it possible. This Tigers offense gets hardest working player tonight because there have been contributions up and down the order. Ground ball softly to short, and oh my goodness. Javi Baez tried to play it off to his glove side, and he just whiffed on a ball that bounced almost waist high. I've never seen it be that casual with a ground ball. It goes into left field, and error starts the 7th.
Javi's feet died on him. His feet died on him. He was moving back, and he's so good at catching that ball behind his eye line. If he just moves forward a half a step and catches it moving through the baseball, it's an easy spot, 6-3. Instead, it played him.
Wow.
One on with an error.
Second error of the night for the Tigers. Big sweep on the slider, gets a swing and miss. Brian Reynolds at the plate. Man, made one pitch. You had one out in the 7th until there wasn't. Strike one. Change up away, the splitter away. Misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reynolds good from both sides. This has been his weaker, just by a little bit, left side. Last year in this pitch in the dirt, blocked by Dylan Dingler. Think about hardest working player. I was going to say Torres McGonigal in those 1-2 spots. Been on 4 times, but then you look at 5, 6, McKinstry and Lee. They've been on 7 times in their 8 trips to the plate. So how about that group all getting hardest working players tonight? 8-5 Tigers, leadoff man on the error. 2-1 pitch to Reynolds. Slider under the bat, gets a swing and miss. Good pitch.
Really good pitch. Those are the first 2 of the night from Brandon Finnegan. Hadn't broken that slider out until now. Great time to do so, and he's thrown 2 very good ones here.
52nd appearance of the year for Finnegan. The 2-2. Swing and a foul. Well located fastball jammed him up and in. Nick Gonzalez Good contact hitter waiting on deck. Finnegan works third base side, 2-2, swing and a miss. He threw some of the best sliders we've seen all year to a lefty in that at-bat against Reynolds.
That's why he has to continue to use it, Dan. He's worked on it all year. He's thrown 3 sliders in this outing. He got swing and a miss on all 3. All 3 are in the same exact spot. That's a thing of beauty. It looks like a strike that's going to be down and into the left. You go to fire on it, and it's gone. Great job right there by Kyle Finnegan.
1 out, 1 on. Cleanup hitter is Nick Gonzalez. He's 1 for 2 with a walk today. He takes a first pitch slider low and outside. The 1-0. Fastball up and in. Describing the landing spot now. I'm trying to watch Bobby. Feels like he's still, and he says it'll be a work in progress because it's taken a lot of work, but it's literally just a matter of a few inches to the right of his normal landing spot.
Yeah.
Of where he wants to be if he's very linear to home plate. And there you could see it there. Just a few inches toward the third base side of the mound, so that he stays closed a little longer to add a little deception. But it's not every pitch. It's not every delivery. But he feels like that could be a huge change for him. We talk about an OPS over 800. That's just not Kyle Finnegan. No. He was 630 last year. 715 basically for his career. Because of his experience, because he knows how to handle these late inning pressure situations, the high leverage situations. Him getting on track is perhaps the biggest development that could happen for this bullpen, because right now it's a lot of inexperience ahead of Kenley Jansen.
It's key, Dan. 38 games left. You got to know that you can get 25, 26, and 27.
Yeah.
But 22, 23, 24 are pretty important before that, and that's usually what Kyle Finnegan's going to get if he's going the right way.
3-1, he missed. Fastball, big miss. Ball out of hand. That'll be the end of the night for Kyle Finnegan. Error didn't help him in this inning, but then the walk. Frustrated Kyle Finnegan picks up the rosin bag, drops it down. A.J. Hinch on his way to the mound. Drew Summers coming on. 2 on, 1 out in the 7th inning. The Pirates are down 7. They now have the potential tying run to the plate, and they've got a home run hitter coming up in Brandon Lau. While the Tigers make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Why'd we just pass the exit?
It's the 20th anniversary of Pure Michigan. That deserves the scenic route.
We've added like 40 minutes.
That's no rush.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Line drive out toward right. Hill's coming in. He dives and he makes the catch. He does it again. Derek Hill.
He is just amazing.
This one's really all about Dean Kramer. 1 over the minimum through 7 innings. He's allowed only 1 run on 1 hit, and he's picked up strikeouts with 4 different pitch types.
Merrill Madness, dead center. Padres take a 3-2 lead. 1 swing of the bat.
His 3rd home run in as many games. And for the first time tonight, the Padres lead.
Looped in the air towards center. Breaking back now in is DeLuca. Dives, and did he catch it? Oh, he did! What a play by Johnny DeLuca. I think that saved a run.
Meckler moves back for it. He's out near the wall, and it is caught! Meckler got it! The Mech strikes again!
You cannot contain the Mac.
To see all this excitement around.
Then he started to get some innings with the Tigers ahead. Then it was close and late with the Tigers ahead. First pitch in the dirt. And it's all been because of improved strike throwing. He had an outing against the White Sox over the weekend that I think you could argue, even though he gave up a run, Bobby, maybe the best of the year, because in the space of 7 batters, he struck out 4.
Yes.
3 swinging, including Murakami, in a close game, in a 3-3 game. The 1-0. Fastball off the plate and in, 2-0 on the dangerous Brandon Lau.
No, and Dan, you're right. He mowed through that outing, did a really nice job. He was on the plate with his stuff, trusted his stuff. He's got plenty of velocity and movement. 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball that plays low arm slot. And that slider's been big for him as well.
Fastball middle. This should be a good matchup for him. As dangerous as Brandon Lau is, he does not hit lefties. 3 of the last 4 years, and certainly this year. Barely 200 with no power. Sits down into his stance, upper body upright, holds the bat upright with the hands low below the left shoulder. 2-1, swinging a foul out of play. Lack of strike throwing in spring training. Summer start of the year at AAA. Even when he came up early, he struggled with his command off and on. I was looking at his last 9 2/3, Bobby. 140 pitches, 71% strikes.
Yeah.
He is in the strike zone with good stuff. Soft tap fouled on the first base line. Slider was over the plate, but Lau just waved at it and grounded it foul down the first base line.
Yeah, that was a well-executed pitch there. Dylan Dingler wanted that slider down and away from Brandon Lau, and he got it there. And he just waved at it and fouled it out of play.
2 on, 1 out. Brandon Lau has 26 home runs. The 2-2. Sinker misses outside. 3-2. Draws more walks against righties. Lately, he's been in a funk over his last 15 games. Big pitch here for Drew Summers, a 3-2. Soft little ground ball to the right side. Lee will charge field flip to Keefe at first for the second out. That puts 2 in scoring position. Kind of acts like a bunt. 4-3 put out. Valdez, who reached on the error, goes over to third. Nick Gonzalez, who walked, down to second.
It's a good pitch by Drew Summers right here. Throws that fastball in the inner third with 2 strikes. Lau can't take any chances. It runs well off the plate and he gets jammed. Induces the weak ground ball. It's a nice job of finding a way to get weak contact there.
Flores, right-hander, swings and misses at a terrific slider under the bat. Bat in good shape. Kept digging into the righty. Flores has bounced out, struck out, drawn a walk. The strike 1. Up and in. We talked about how some pitchers have benefited from a low batting average on balls in play, something that almost always corrects when it gets too far in one direction. Well, here's a guy who has really been hurt at the other end of the spectrum by way too many balls falling for as much swing and miss as he gets. The 1-1, swing and a foul. A .414 batting average on balls in play. 22 hits in 22 innings with 34 strikeouts.
That's incredible.
Which is another way of saying there's a chance he could start to get on a real nice stretch here of zeros. And Bobby, the hard contact rate is as low as it can get.
Yeah.
There's no hard contact. There is some bad luck in his giving up 22 hits in 22 innings. It just means there's upside with Drew Summers still. The 1-2. Fastball away. But it's all about throwing consistent strikes, and he has been.
2-2 right here. Dylan Dingler wanted that sinker in. He threw it up and away. Breaking ball down and in here.
2-2, swing and a miss. Got him with the slider. Drew Summers does the job again. Inherits a 2-on jam. Gets a ground ball and a strikeout to end it. We played 7. Tigers hold on to the 8-5 lead. Game 1 of a 3-game series of the Pirates on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by
puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Spencer Torkelson has grabbed a bat. He'll pinch hit for Cole Keith. Eighth inning, Tigers with an 8-5 lead. Eighth inning is brought to you by Varsity Ford. Visit Varsity Ford in Ann Arbor today. Our old friend Gregory Soto on the mound for the Pirates. One of three lefties in their bullpen. He's been their closer. Right now he's being used in more flexible role anytime before the ninth inning to get big lefty outs. The strike one to Torque. Slider on the back door for a called strike two. He's having a solid year, and Gregory Soto has cut the walks. Still has the power left arm. '53rd appearance of the year. Torque swings and misses. Buried the slider down and in. Torkelson strikes out on 3 pitches from Gregory Soto to start the 8th.
Yeah, Soto made quick work of him. That slider down and in, pretty lethal right there. Sinker, slider, four-seamer, and sweeper from the left-hander.
53rd appearance, 3.60 ERA and 52 innings of work. Only 36 hits. Opponents have hit 190. Line drive, base hit into left. Zach McKinstry, have a night. 3 for 4 plus a walk. Left on left matchup was Soto. Sharp line drive single to left field. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. One out, a man on. Slide step to the plate. Soto low and in. Tahayu Lee's been on 4 times, 2 singles, 2 walks. Short, cautious lead for McKinstry at first. Tapper over the mound, and that's going to be an infield base hit for Hayu Lee. You couldn't have bounced it over the head of Gregory Soto any better. Perfectly placed, died behind the mound. Infield single, 2 on, 1 out.
This was an interesting play right here. The ball was chopped. I don't know where Nick Gonzalez was going. He ran right to the bag. If he comes in and scoops it up, it's a tough play, but he may get Hayu Lee. That ball was chopped well above the head of Gregory Soto, and Nick Gonzalez moving to the bag.
He acted like Soto was going to get it. You said he's had his struggles defensively, certainly at third, and boy, then struggles defensively at second. Ben Mulgeri at the plate. He swings and slices one deep down the right field line, well back. He's pinch hitting for Brett Callahan. 1 for 4 for Callahan. 2 more RBIs in his second major league game. Soto works over on the third base side of the rubber. Righties, lefties, doesn't matter. Both hitting 190. While Jerry swings and fouls it to the screen. Lefties have actually hit in just 62 at-bats. They have hit 3 home runs, so they've hit him for more power. But a big improvement for Soto has been cutting the walk rate. Slider, swing and a miss. And apparently he's dialed that pitch into righties.
That's a really good pitch.
That's a really good pitch.
He'll throw that 4-seamer or that 2-seamer in the right-handed hitters. And he'll throw that slider. Looks like a fastball down and in. Good line on it. Got excellent bite down and into right-handers.
First pitch sweeper to Max Clark, a called strike. Tigers traded into Philadelphia, of course, in the Matt Bierling deal. Philadelphia to Baltimore in 2024. Baltimore and the Mets last year. This entire season he's been with Pittsburgh. 14 saves. Walk rate was above 5 in his years in Detroit. He's cut it to under 4. That's a big improvement for him the last couple of years. The strike one. Slide step in the dirt. Blocked by Davis. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hao-Yu Lee has been on 5 times tonight. Zach McKinstry 4 times. Each with 3 hits. The 1-1. Big miss. Slider away. Pitching to Clark very carefully.
He is pitching very carefully to Max Clark. Staying away from him.
Pitch mix is very similar to both sides of the plate. Clark's got a couple of hits tonight. The 2-1. Way inside. He jackknifes out of the way and then dives out of that left-handed batter's box. That's a good play by Davis just to grab that ball.
Henry Davis has gotten a workout just catching Gregory Soto on this at-bat. Forget the rest of the game.
Can we add another player to the hardest working player?
You might have to give one to Davis.
I think Davis, he's working hard. Oh, man.
Dusty May on the mound, makes a second start in Brewers uniform.
28 years old, 6'6", 180, 7th season in the big leagues, and he's a spinsman. His sweeper is really good. He likes to spin the fastball. He can manipulate the fastball.
Through a complete game shutout against the Padres back on the 15th of June. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good sweeper from May. 1 away.
Keep an eye on that sweeper. Let's see where he starts it. Out of the hand. Looks like it's going right for the catcher's mask. Really good pitch. You cannot lay off that pitch there.
Got him. Fermin strikes out on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Second strikeout from May.
Great job by Dustin May.
And he struck him out. That was nasty down and in with the sweeper. 4th K for May.
He's one of the best in baseball to spin it. You can just see his whole hand behind the baseball, and he just whips it.
Gets Hayes swinging. 7 strong from Dustin May in San Diego. 6 strikeouts, and he gets Hayes on that cutter off the plate away.
Jansen change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It brings Kenley Jansen into the game. Protecting an 8-5 lead, Tigers try to take game one here in Pittsburgh. Kenley Jansen, that's been a little bit up and down of late, but going back to the beginning of July, Bobby, this has been a very consistent pitcher. Just a couple of times the command will just evaporate for a moment. And we've seen that twice. We saw it in Chicago against the Cubs, and he got out of that jam. And we saw it against Cleveland in a 6-4 win. But generally, he's been very tough to hit. The only problems lately have been command. Ground ball hit hard to second, gathered up by Ha-Yu Lee. Fires over to Torkelson, 1 pitch, 1 out. Gonzalez grounds out to start the ninth.
You got to like that. Little early contact, 2-hopper to Ha-Yu Lee.
And a ground ball, Bob.
Yes. Got to like that. Cutter, 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 and more cutter. And then when he gets done throwing a cutter, you might see a slicer and the occasional sinker. But he's got a lot of stripes on his arm because of that 1 pitch.
First pitch, cutter. Called strike on the outside edge. Esmeralda Valdez at the plate. He's 0 for 4 tonight. 8-5 Tigers, bottom of the ninth. They've out-hit the Pirates 14-6. The strike 1. Low and away. Great job by Dingler to try to make that look like a strike. Ben May not buying. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jacob Gonzalez grounds out. Nick Gonzalez is in the cleanup spot. 1-1, swing and a miss. Cutter's getting a little more swing and miss lately. Odd combination of numbers going back to the beginning of July. 2 earned runs on 6 hits in 12 innings. That all sounds great with 14 strikeouts, but 9 walks in those 12 1/3 for Kenley Jansen. The 1-2. Off the plate and in, challenged by Dylan Dingler.
Ball called being challenged by the catcher.
If he gets a call, it's going to be really close. Got it. Strikeout of Valdez.
Detroit retains.
Just another cutter, throws it in the front door. Looks like it's going to be well inside off the plate, then darts back on late. Great challenge by Dylan Dingler. Just caught that down, inside edge and down.
2 outs in the ninth. Tigers leading by 3. Ryan Reynolds, tough hitter at the plate. First pitch line drive fouled on the right field line. Cutter was in just enough. That's really all he could do with it. Jansen getting out lefties, getting out righties. Again, the swing and miss, there's definitely been more swing and miss lately. Those 14 strikeouts, his last 12 innings. The strike 1. Make it strike 2. Surprised him with a slider. No balls, 2 strikes.
There it is. Doesn't throw it very often. Backdoor Brian Reynolds right there.
Left side of the infield shifts to the right. The outfield shifts the other way. Brian Reynolds batting from the left side. Waiting on the 0-2. On the way. Strike 3 called. Tigers win. Kenley Jansen works a 1-2-3 ninth. Tigers offense started the game hot. Base runners all night long kept adding on runs. And Summers and Jansen terrific closing this game out. Our final score, Tigers take game 1 of the road trip. Game 1 of a 3-game series in Pittsburgh with an 8-5 win.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs. The